Let's see if it comes too.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
I'll check you in a second.
Yeah, I think it's all good. I mean, like, this one always sounds so loud, bro. It sounds like I'm screaming sometimes in this thing. I won't even be that loud, but it's so just like yeah. But like, I was thinking like, because my cat, you pet him, I think all cats do. Or like eventually, like, they pull apart a little bit, like claw you a little bit, they throw a little bite in there, and like I looked it up and everyone's just like, yeah, it's a sign of affection. And I'm just like, there's some guy there who's like, he just really like cats. His cat always fucked him up. He just like, he loves me. Like, it's just all bloody shredded. It's like, he loves me.
Oh, they definitely grow them. They definitely grow them. I've learned to appreciate them more and more.
Yeah,
I do wreck ecosystems.
It was sort of, you can let him indoors and outdoors. My old cat Rubio was indoor outdoor, bro. He was wild, man. Like there was times he'd show up at my back door from night. Like he'd be out all night and staying all day. So there'd be times like there'd be a bird or two in my yard, a bunch of rats. There was another cat that killed him too.
You told me you had a real. In my mind, you had like the perfect setup with that cat.
He was cool. Yeah.
He goes out at night. Yep. You see him during the day.
Comes in. Yep.
Do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna bother you for?
There was a couple times with kittens, like just following him. So he comes in, come in the house in the morning, open the door, like these two kittens just run off. One's like gray, the other one's like orange. I'm just like, the fuck you doing, Rubio?
These
just
my
like
bitches.
I have youngins. These are my youngins. These are my young. They don't know no better. Just out the litter, just like.
Stop following me.
I'm gonna go home now, guys. Okay, like I'm calling it a night. Dude, there was this one time he came home. He was missing claws in his back paws. He's bleeding, and one whole side of him was just covered in clay mud, literally caked. It was dry at this point, so he had fallen early in the night. Came back in the morning. He was scrapping or some shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but like
all of it.
He was doing some shit. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck were you doing?
I like to have the needle dicks.
To have no needle dicks?
Cats have needle dicks.
They have needle dicks, yes. So do ducks. Ducks have like that weird spiky dick shit, bro. Yeah.
Seems miserable, right?
Gets the job
For
done.
them.
Yeah. Oh,
For the
yeah.
women, I mean.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Bro,
you ever seen two dogs get stuck?
Yeah.
That's another funny, like, weird thing, just literally just stuck in the butt.
I think eventually they'll get out, though, right?
They get out. Yeah, they always get out. Yeah.
Bust a couple more times.
Made sure there's some puppies coming out. You know what I'm saying?
They'll shrink up. They'll slide out of there.
That's how you're stuck.
Bro, what about that? What about that trans man swimming with the women? Because that's another one. I was looking up the other day. I forgot who it was. Just pulled a celebrity for saying that man shouldn't be swimming with women.
Who was that? I think I know who you're talking about. I can't recall.
I canceled him for something. He said, and I was like, I forget who it was, but I was just because it made me think about it again about how wild it truly is. And it's funny because like they'll be able to pick and choose what sports they want to do that with, right? Like there's one woman that becomes a man and goes and fights MMA. Not one. No. But a man can pick any sport he wants and go dominate in it, basically.
Yeah.
I heard a story recently, and of course, like, it sounds so far-fetched. This was actually a school in Baltimore. It sounds so far-fetched that you're never sure if it's true, but apparently there was, like, 2 students that were identifying as cats. Had to put a litter box in the bathroom. This was in Maryland. This was in Maryland. Yeah, bro. And I mean, you hear something that wild, and you're like, "Gotta be fake."
Fake news.
But I don't know, bro. Because I think about like what I've heard in some of the classrooms now, and like the direction is going. There was a guy that said it on one of those Channel 5 news things. He was like, "Some men nowadays don't know how to swing an axe, and it's embarrassing." And I started thinking, like, I can swing an axe. I'm not even saying I'm the most manliest man, but I was like, I don't even swing axes. I was like, I can swing a fucking axe. If I can swing a sledgehammer, I can swing an axe, right? And then I was thinking, like, what the fuck's he mean? And I was thinking about it, like I started thinking, like, there is a lot of men that can get a swing an axe or know how to, you know, or like certain things seem foreign to them. And I don't know if I'm going to go on this full rampage of demasculating the current.
I would.
I'm sorry, I don't want to keep rambling.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was thinking about the same thing, similar with like people that say like people that I don't want to come at you here, but you also don't run, right? I started thinking like I'm not perfect, but this is just one thing I do. I started thinking like, you should always know how to run. Like, it's kind of weird that you don't know how to run. You know, like everybody. I'm not talking about you, but like everybody does it. And I was like, that's so weird. It's like almost like the number one thing that you should need to do to survive. Like the first thing, right? It's like the easiest and first thing to do is like learn how to run. Because walking, of course, but then like, it's like you learn how to run. Like now you gotta go places, right? There you go. But so I was like, man, it's weird.
You always at least run.
Literally, people don't even run or can't even run anymore, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like that's definitely. I mean, like of all the things, like well, okay, you don't have to protect yourself. You should at least know how to run. You know, like any animal who doesn't have a self-defense mechanism is usually fast as fuck.
I swear, bro. I was thinking every animal runs. Every animal runs, right? And then I was thinking about like myself. I was like, okay, well, ideally, I think that everybody should better defend themselves and everybody should better run. But I've never took any classes to defend myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what I do, I run. Yeah. I'll run from you. I told you before, I always picture beating somebody in the wild.
It's always like, why'd you leave me? Why couldn't you run? Like it's
right. They say when you got a bear coming after you,
leave me?
It's like, you left me. It doesn't matter if you're faster than the bear. It matters if you're faster than the people you're with.
Oh yeah, it's whoever's the last one.
So I'm like, I always also want to see like I'm so weird like that, bro. Like I want to see someone get pushed to death without someone dying. You know, I don't want someone to die, but like I want to see the experiment. Like I want to see if like there's people that are like I can't run. Like let's say I take you right now. You're like you don't run. I take you right now and I put you in that situation.
You have to run.
You have to run or you die. I wonder how far you can go. And I know I should have. I know these are things we can't do because like you can't give someone that. Why not? You can't give someone that without it being real. Let me show you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we could come up with a safe way to do this. Let's say there's like
no way, bro.
There's like you have to ask if it's ethically. So like if you have like you have a straight flat path for someone to run on, they get geared up. You put a fucking some type of whatever animal on a fucking like one of those like chain things. You just let it go as far as it can. Once it gets a little dangerous, you lock that bitch up, and then the guy keeps running, or he falls forward or some shit, and you just say, okay, he went 10 feet. He went 10 feet and fell. We actually never let it go. We never let the animal go.
Isn't this kind of like what the Germans did?
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
That's what they were doing pretty much, right? They started experimenting, and then they like started getting really weird on twins. You hate to be, bro. If you're a twin in Germany back in Hitler's time, dog, like you're worried, bro. Yeah. And then like if you're a conjoined twin, like bro, you're stressing, my dog. Back in Hitler time, like you're gonna be an experiment. Yeah. And that's how I always think about. There was like this crazy stat, and it's been a while since I read it, but that's such a great name that they came up with that app, the Reddit. Like it's just because you say Reddit. Yeah. But it was with that concoction that Hitler was giving his soldiers. They say it was meth, but like obviously it's not crystal meth, right? So I don't know. But they said it was like the number that I believe it was that they were previously his army was marching 4 miles a day. And then after he gave them the map, they were marching 40 miles a day. Oh my god! Yeah, bro.
They just piped up one fucking methamphetamine or some shit.
God forbid if that was strength too.
God forbid there was no negative side effects to that shit. Just like there's just straight up
side effects. I'm just saying. Think about it. They also so we know they're 10 times faster than they were. What if they were 10 times stronger too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if there was no kickback to that. You just became
you just got crackhead strength with nothing, no effects.
And then they start putting that in the water, so everyone has crackhead. Just like, like
that's the scariest thing.
I would just be hyped up on fucking meth.
You just saying that, it brings such a dark. As soon as you say that, darkness fills the room to me. As soon as you just bring up, like, treating the water supply like that, bro, because I always just think about how easy it would be. Yeah. Like, if you think about anything conspiratorial, bro.
You ever watch that video I sent you on New York's water system?
Yeah, that was cool.
And do you remember though when there was some bacteria in it, and then they started trying to get ahead of it, they started injecting all this chlorine and shit into it, just like like
they're finding different ways, but like it's just and you use so many things with that water, bro. And if you think there's any way, like people think about chemtrails, I never think about chemtrails. I'm not a believer in chemtrails. I'm really not. I don't think like those engines are good to be flying in the air, but I don't believe in chemtrails because I think it's so much easier for me is to put a droplet of something in your water supply, a sedative. You know what I mean? I can put as a scientist, bro, I can put so many things in this water that you would never taste. And then there's people like me that are like, "Oh, I don't drink from the tap, but I boil my water in. I boil my my pasta.
Brew coffee with it, like."
And that's another thing I didn't know. They say when you use cooking, like when you're using water to cook, you shouldn't use hot water to boil because it comes from your hot water tank.
Yeah.
And cold water comes from, I guess, a direct source.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But either way,
I heard that somewhere, like someone said that, and it never really clicked. Like I remember someone said, like, because it's a still tank that's warm, perfect area for bacteria to just grow and become something. It's warm, it's moist. Warm and moist. That's a fucking petri dish in your fucking tank.
They could be putting they could easily put a sedative in there. They could also put an aggressor in there.
They could put,
you know what I mean?
They could put something that wouldn't be traceable in cold water. It activates in hot water and just turns to something completely different. And then you just be like,
and hit you in your showers on your skin. Just think about how crazy it would be if one day it came out that like in Chirac, they like testosterone in the water, for example, something that would like raise aggression. Or like Baltimore had more X in the water that raised aggression.
Yeah.
That's really good. I never thought about it.
I mean, Baltimore, weird. I mean, it didn't put, but it's negligence with lead. Lead causes aggression.
Right in my body right now.
Lead paint everywhere. Every fucking where, dude. Like, and I mean, like with water, it's the only pipe that comes from them that directly to your mouth.
Yeah.
Because there's only one thing,
it's a direct pipe, and it's weird, and it goes long, and it's far.
Everybody has it.
There's a shit tank.
There's
a shit tank over there.
Mm-hmm. All hooked up to the same pipes.
It's funny because as a kid, we all wanted to like get into a toxic waste spill because you thought you would get powers, right? Like, that was the common.
You'd probably
that if you you get powers, like you might become an alligator. No, but you get something.
You get kidney disease.
You're gonna get something. Yeah.
Your skin will probably fall.
It's all so bad, bro.
Yeah.
And then you think about like those little things they were saying about like, it's funny, but like gooch sizes, bro, dick sizes, everything going down, bro.
Testosterone level, sex.
I get my testosterone level just to see. Like you can get it tested now. I want to see what level I'm at.
You get it tested, get your sperm count real quick. You can get all those like rung up for your, boom.
We got insurance.
Yeah. You got paid for that now. Yeah, 100%.
You can't get a damn thing. You know what I mean?
You're right. No, you can't get nothing. You got to pay for all of it.
The other day, I was like, man, like I would like to go to the hospital and get some antibiotics, right? I was like, even if I don't want to take them right now, I want to have these antibiotics with me in case something like that, my arm happens again, right? To go to the hospital and get some antibiotics, right? I was like, even if I don't want to take them right now, I want to have these antibiotics with me in case something like that, my arm happens again, right? And then I was thinking how I have to pay just to see the guy that'll give me antibiotics. But the thing is, like I'm telling you, I want to have them so that I don't have to come see you because I know people get sick. Mm-hmm. So I want to have these.
You overprescribe them. You overprescribe them anyway.
But I have to. You get purse like it's nothing. But I have to come pay in order to see you. Just for like the last time I went to, whatever the fuck it is, Patient First or whatever the fuck it is. I have insurance. It's not the full insurance, but I have insurance. And I went there. I still had to pay $70, right? Bro, I lied to you not. This guy seen me for 5 minutes, bro. Mm-hmm. Literally, he came in. He was like, what's up? I was like, man, something's wrong. He's like, looks like an infection. I'm writing you some antibiotics. Wrote it. I went over and that was it. I got the antibiotics for like $10. It's like $80. I could have got the antibiotics for $10. I could have went in there and just said, I want to have antibiotics. Like, it doesn't make sense, you know? And I was thinking about that a lot lately. There's some weird shit when I start thinking about this. Like how should you be able to take gene editing, right? At the end of the day, like let's say one day 100 gene editing can now be in your kitchen, right? You can edit genes right in your fucking kitchen. Why don't you have the right to edit your own genes? Why don't you have the right to try to rebuild an arm, right?
Treat yourself with antibiotics.
Or treat a virus, create a virus. I mean, a vaccine.
Yeah.
Not a virus, obviously, but a vaccine, you know? Like, why is it that like you're only able to get it through these? But there's plenty of scientists, right? Like a scientist can't do a side job. You know what I mean? Like they don't let scientists do side jobs. I mean, but ideally, you would have fucking be able to do this yourself. Like, who are you to? Once the power is there, like really, who is anyone to tell anyone they can't do this shit? It's gonna get really weird, bro.
Well, it's as soon as like you get into things that are like, well, I have to refine this antibiotic. I have to refine this antibiotic, and I have a company that does it. Like, you could go home and refine your own antibiotics. You could go home and if you knew somehow you could extract penicillin from the fungus that creates it and use that and create your own shit. I'm sure you could probably fucking do it. But the minute that they have all that kind of control to where they own these antibiotics, I own the manufacturing process, I have the FDA approval, I have what it takes to get it from me and be able to distribute it to you. It just would make then the most sense that I would then put it through the most restrictive process ever, and that every single person a part of this line could then get a little slice here and there. I mean, you're talking about the pharmaceutical companies, the hospitals, the insurance companies, the doctors. Everybody's getting a little piece of this medical pie. It feeds so many other mouths. And I mean, we really would have just straight up capitalism. Thank for that. Anywhere I can get some money and generate some money, there's a business opportunity to then create a business that focuses solely on that. My business, I sell insurance. Because everyone gets a little slice of this little fucked up pie right there. That's just how. Now, like I said, you could just go home. And if you knew how, I'm sure you could just synthesize your own shit. You can go put together any type of herbal medicine that you believe helps with but it has like antiviral, antibiotic properties. But you can't make some antibiotics in the fucking lab.
What? No, you cannot.
Okay. If you really wanted to, you knew how. You can go synthesize. You can go synthesize your own shit.
I was gonna
synthesize your own shit.
I was gonna come in here and I was gonna congratulate you on how far you've came from when I left this room and how you used to talk compared to how you're able to keep it going now. But I came back to you just saying some ridiculous shit. Okay?
You knew how. You synthesize your own shit.
Wait, did you just tell me you think the pharmaceutical companies are gonna allow you to make anything on an industrial level inside of your house?
Oh no, industrial level. No, never said that. That's the next step. If you would, you could. I'm sure you could go synthesize something that has antibiotic or antiviral properties. But doing it. I mean, where do they get the antibiotics to begin with, bro? Penicillin? I came from fungus, dude. I came from fungus. If you somehow, but that was from already existing fungus that no one had covered it. They came across it, and someone figured out how to synthesize how to do that. I now know how to do it. I'm gonna sell it to everybody. You don't have to learn how to do this shit. You want to go figure out how to do that yourself? Don't think that anyone would stop you. From industrial level, yeah, they'd fuck you up. I think every pharmaceutical company nowadays is bought up. Ones that are small ones or have been around for at least 150 fucking years.
Okay, so if you think that,
you
wise guy,
but they're gonna bring you every step of the way in order to get in touch with them to get that fucking medicine, man.
Okay, so why do you think that they won't allow gene editing right now? If they allow you to do that, why won't they allow you to gene edit?
Why would you just give it to anybody? Why would you just give it to the public? For one, I get plenty of money from not selling you gene editing. I get plenty.
Remember that story in China with the guy that did the twins? You remember that?
Yeah.
So that's like the only known time of gene editing for a human. And apparently that backfired. I don't know how to do some follow-up research on that. But he didn't do that. He did that against government orders, right? Like he did that on his own behind. So if you're not allowed to, he's not allowed to do that. No. He could write a contract up where all three of them sign that. He's not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He could go by code lab and get all three of them to sign a contract, and he's still not able to do that.
And I think it'd be the same reason that we don't have a cure for a lot of shit. You just would not want to give that away. If you did have it, you probably wouldn't want a lot of people to know about it. Like, just straight up, that's just what you would want. I just feel like that. I mean, that's just how I feel that they would take with it. Like, okay, we know how to have genes. Okay, well this guy, there's one company that goes around, like the people who sell luxurious meals. This one guy goes around, he's the gene editing guy. There's like one company that does it. Fucking millions of dollars. Only available to the richest of the rich. I mean, like.
Okay, is our true freedom involved in knowledge? That's what I'm wondering. Like, is true freedom you being able to code, you being able to fix tech, you being able to hack per se, all from your home? Because that seems like what the true freedom is, right? Is you being able to have the knowledge, the wherewithal to be able to do what they're doing.
and go find what they
Right?
know.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you can't because of that restricted bar you're talking about right there. So like it seems
Well, they've
like,
made it illegal straight up. Like
yeah,
you can't do
so
most
it
of those
seems
things.
like the ultimate way around this, the ultimate finesse, is for you to reach that level of technological knowledge that you can beat them.
Mhm.
And people do it. People hack them. People hack the government.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. People hack individuals. People figure out. I mean, people hire hackers to go battle other. Like, there's fucking web wars going on every day on this bitch.
If you had a kid tomorrow, what would you tell him to be?
Man, I'll programmer straight up, bro. Like programmer, bro. Like it's literally just
I don't
one
want
of
to
those
shoot for
things.
programmer, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the tech. That's the knowledge you want.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. You know, I mean, like straight up, you want to know these computer systems because that the one thing that a lot of people I want to say have in common who are powerful is they typically would hire people who have that type of specialty without knowing anything of themselves. So then you have these random people who know about the infrastructure. Well, then they design the infrastructure for you. I come in and hack it. You have no idea what the fuck just happened. Only these other guys, they come try and talk to you about it. You have no idea what the fuck they're saying.
I feel like this coincides so well with what I've been currently learning about the music industry, but it's the same exact way, you know, where like these people like Russ and Tory Lanez,
Yeah.
they're preaching to you that like everything that like what a label does for you, right? Which would be like what the government job would give to a programmer, you can do for yourself. Like what they're basically saying is like, get your credit up, bro. Get your credit up, and you can take out a bank loan with better interest than a label would give you. You can find your publisher. You can find, you know what I mean, your booking agent. You can find the producer. That's all you're asking them to do. They're going to find those people for you. You're lazy, basically, is what they're saying. Like, if you put the work in, you can go do it, you know?
There's a very good interview. It's okay. It's on the Breakfast Club. They interview Win. He's a director and global head of music for YouTube. And he's industries, and he's pretty much talking. Like, I remember, like, Charlamagne's is like, this is one of the big things. This is the whole reason I watched this clip. Charlamagne's sitting there, he's talking, he's like, yeah, you know, like, you know, so like, the guy was saying, like, yeah, one of the biggest, you know, our generation are like the opioid, abuse and addiction and the rampage that caused. And Charlamagne's literally like, why would you sign artists then who go out and promote that stuff? It seems hypocritical. And the guy's like, opportunistic, you know, I got a business to run. I got mouths to feed, you know, and I mean, you see Charlamagne, you see the other guy that's like, okay, you know, this is what it is. And
it's like the same thing they say for the tax code.
You give a fuck less. It's just whatever makes money. Whatever the
or
fuck
like
makes
when
money.
they were asking like Adam 22 in Demix, like, do you think you're helping the culture? You know, like they're like, oh well, like that's what people want to hear. They like the gruesome shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like, yeah, okay, that's what people want to hear, but does that mean you have to profit off of it?
Exactly.
That's the thing about
it's
bro.
It's like the whole thing that happened with, you know.
I don't want to be Adam 22.
No.
You see what I mean? I don't even want to be. So the fact that like that's something he wants to be, it's weird. It's weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think one of the things that, like, you know, we saw today with what happened to Takeoff was like worst moment, and it's plastered everywhere, and that's where like Twitter has its niche as a live kind of like board. So you find your message board of hashtag Takeoff, hashtag death. I post all my shit here. This is where everyone can come and post about the same fucking thing in real time.
So
real
quick,
live. Yeah.
Bro.
And there's next thing I know,
about 5 minutes.
Next thing I know, they're putting together the story where he showed his outfit a fucking 200 feet away, where they're like taking a photo of his body where they see it in like same outfit. Like, I mean, this is before news broke or anything. It's all over fucking Twitter, bro. It's crazy.
5 minutes. You know what I mean? And that bitch is from wherever it happened at to across the world.
Yep.
It just gets circulated. It's insane, bro.
Yeah. You know,
and
I like
a lot of weird shit going.
Kind of like with Elon buying Twitter. Like, I mean, like Twitter they've always said made any money. It's always lost money. But I mean, with Twitter, with it, as far as people go and how useful it is. I mean, you hear people all the time. They're not saying, "Oh, it was Facebook." Oh, it was. I remember the Taliban had one time. It was PS4. It was PS4. The PS4 chats type of thing. They were doing that. But Twitter's like it's a live real time board of just an open chat room, and you use hashtags to separate these chats. It has its niche for information. It's good.
So just think about this. Think about this, right? There's $100 million there, right? He's got $100 million. And and we've talked about before, like with power and things like that. He's got 100 mil, and you tell him, right, this isn't to make money. This isn't to make money at all. You're going to pay me $5 million a year, and I'm going to give you power. Yep. Right? But that's a good deal, bro. Yeah. So when you talk about these places that are like, Twitter's losing money, but it's gaining power. Yeah. So when you talk about these places that are like, Twitter's losing money, but it's gaining power.
Yeah,
you know
Twitter,
I mean?
no, Twitter. Like I said, that's what I was saying. Because it doesn't matter how much money it's losing. It's the it is that I think will really, like I think if if Elon takes in a new direction, I think Twitter could be something really empowering for people, just to be able to just fucking put information out there, no matter what it is, for bad or for good. I mean, because how do you handle all those intakes? How do you handle a worldwide, billions of users? How do you can't in real time?
And I mean, like we've discussed before, like, are you allowed to say?
I think with the, if you know what you're doing, especially on the internet, as far as like VPNs and shit like that, and anonymous profiles, just
Elon's making it sound like it's going to be some safe haven, to be able to say whatever you want.
I don't want to believe that. Yeah.
Well, let's just say it was like we've discussed before, right? That you can't go up to a black guy and call him an N-word without expecting to get punched.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's not freedom of speech on how you think it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's really just giving a platform for the pussies, in my opinion.
In Europe,
the people that would never say it to anyone's face.
In Europe, like, they've jailed people for online racial abuse. There was a guy who, during the Euros with Sancho and Bukayo Saka, where they experienced that racial abuse after they missed that penalty. There was a guy who spent 3 months in jail for that shit. Like, they were booking people for those types of things.
Weird. That's kind of weird to me, because like the way it is, like, you got the right to scrap. I really don't like the fact that someone can lock you up for it, to be honest with you. I don't know how to describe that, but I don't like that someone can lock you whatever.
Yeah, it's not the first case.
But like, let's say, like, this guy says this to him, and he fucking comes over there and whoops his ass. And then police show up, and the witnesses are like, he fucking, he was badgering him. He called him this. He called him that. Like,
100% safe haven, because no matter what, if there's a government law that comes in this bitch, you can't get Google in China.
Right.
They could just do that to Twitter. Like, literally, it's just as easy as that.
That's whatever they want.
Yeah, and the
like, what's that? There's a new one that where you're allowed to say anything. Joe Rogan had the guy on his podcast.
I might be confusing with Parler, because Parler was like a right-wing social media. Yeah,
but this one's like you're able to say.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name. I know exactly what you're talking about though. Yeah, I have no idea. It was like some other guy started it, and he just was because he got deplatformed or something. He got kicked off Twitter, so he just went and started his own thing. Yeah, I have no idea what it's called.
But you're worried. People are, man. Last time we was talking, I was like, man, people are so sweet. They're so sweet, bro. They have so many beauties to them, and then they have such a darkness. They have everybody, all of us. I think it's all of us, bro. All of us think some real, real weird shit, man. But you know how weird your head's got before, shit that you would never even tell me. Mm-hmm. Even if we trip and we was in the acid trip of all acid trips, and we was in the most honest of all honest, you would just never tell me you thought about that, right? But I know you did, because I thought about that. You see what I mean? That's the time we was arguing with Gary. Remember, I was like, you'd probably fucking do something with that guy if he was on that island. Yeah. It's like, because I know you thought about that. You know what I mean? I know you're never admit it. I know I would never admit it. I know, because we've all thought about that sick, sadistic side, the farthest you ever want, bro. And you're never telling no one about it, because sometimes some things are enjoyable there.
Stayed there. It stayed there. Never came out. Yeah, I mean, I think
it like flourishes in sexual tendencies, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think you're talking like how what people would call like intrusive thoughts, but like it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Because intrusive thought is like, I could just 90-degree this bitch into a wall, but like it's further than that.
No,
further than that.
when I'm talking about a shit that we couldn't describe in an example.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because you would
it's insane.
You would be so insane, bro.
Yeah. I think that holds true. People definitely have those thoughts. It's like I'm not sure. I think there's a name for it. I believe. I think there's like a name for like that type of like.
It's evil.
Oh.
It's evil, bro.
Huh.
All of us. You all have a. It's what I'm saying about. It's all about your moral code, because even if like that story we were talking about earlier, where it's like, okay, I'm like, I want to fucking knock this bitch. You got that conscious. That's what makes you human. You're able to process it and be like, oh, I know that's evil.
Mm-hmm.
I know I shouldn't do that. But you thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You thought about it.
And that's the evil, huh? Okay.
Yeah, bro. It's inside of everyone, bro. You're just conscious.
Just like anyone could be nice. Nice.
Bro, the evilest people are usually good social people.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson, David Kanash. I can go on and on and on about people that literally they're the most evil people, but around people that are the best, they know what to say, bro. And that person we were talking about earlier, that's what I was trying to explain. Like, I'm not necessarily trying to say evil, right? But I'm just saying, like, they're not stupid. They know what to say, bro.
I always think of things like, oh, you catch more flies with honey than shit. I always think of stuff like that. I think someone evil said that. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to tell you how to kind of act around people where you're like, because whenever I hear someone say that, I always get like uncomfortable.
Ooh, I got
you know what I'm saying? I get uncomfortable because like, so I'm just like, because like, I feel like
changed my whole perception.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's just like a thing where like, I'm teaching someone. I'm just like, look, kid, you could catch more flies there with honey rather than vinegar.
Like even if you feel that way, don't say it.
Yeah,
Bro,
exactly. I was just like, man,
you're right. I've never. Every time I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
Bro,
you're absolutely right.
It's like that couple times I've been like,
it's kind of really.
It never
weird.
sat right with me when I heard that. But it's like that just sounds like I don't know. It sounds even sneaky. Like, and it doesn't matter how nice someone says. Like they could say the most nice moment where it's like I went and asked for a favor. He did it for me.
Like, bro, like I can tell you
nice.
a direct example, and it explains that. And I never seen it this way, but you're right. Right? It was when I was like, I'm not getting paid. I was talking to this older him, my previous job. I was like, man, I'm not getting paid enough. I'm not going there today to him and be like, I need more money or I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And he told me, he was like, catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Yeah.
Right? And that's basically what he's saying was like, yeah, you do feel like that, but don't tell him.
Yeah, you gotta be nice.
Yeah, bro. That's how you get them.
That's how your ulterior motive.
Yeah.
And then they feel bad for you and give it to you. Like,
absolutely. Lie.
Mm-hmm.
And be conniving and sneaky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I told you a while ago, I was thinking about like a lot of like, these older cliches that like come up. Like they always come up in moments. I'm just like, we don't say that because it's a little cliche, but like kind of like running back in your head. I'm just like, I've always heard that one. And I've heard someone was like,
nah, bro, that's a great point.
That's
a great point. I've never thought about that. Definitely.
Yeah, and like
I usually wouldn't honor a point that heavy.
And the person that like said that like was one of the nastiest people I've ever known. Like, it was like straight up, it's like you're not a good person. Like it's like clearly you're just like, look, you're not good. Okay, like it's just I've never heard from someone that was actually like nice. They're just like, well, like I don't have. I'm just nice. You know what I'm saying? There's like,
aren't we so like we're so battling the will to judge. And then, like, the understanding of knowing that anyone can be anyone, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, that person that you're talking about, like, you don't even know them like that. You don't know them like you know me.
No,
you know them like you know Bray. You know, like you know Bridget. You know them like your grandma. You know?
Nope.
If you really got to know that person, right, and you thought about that one dickhead moment they had, and you know, and you're like, okay, like, and then you get to talking to them, right? And they're like, you know what, like, they start dad. And you realize, like, they're down with dick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You know, you all of a sudden, right away, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the saying where, like, that's what I'm saying where I feel like I care about people a lot, man. Because I'm like, I see that, and then I'm going to try to adapt. And I'm going to try to find, like, another way to make this work. I think a lot of people are, like, turned off by things like that. Mm-hmm. And they would be like, that's not the type of people I associate with. You hear a lot of people that are like, oh, if you're in my circle and you can't make money with me, I don't want you in my circle. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not how it works in my mind.
Yeah.
You know? Like in my mind, any human you meet, you try every way to make it work.
Yeah.
And if you can't make it work, then that person not for you.
Yeah.
But if you go, oh, this person doesn't like crystals, so they're not my type. You know what I mean? You're shutting down and then you keep adding these things up of like, oh, I'm vegan. I can't be with meat eaters. And then one thing on top of another, you really close yourself off, bro.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, like thankfully with this particular person, like I worked with them for like 5 years. So like, I see, yeah, I've hung up with them. I saw work and like, you know, I mean, like racist, just like bad attitude, terrible looking, but like also fucked up past. You know, a really fucked up past. It's like.
Up past.
Yeah. Always.
How many? Always. Right. I'm about to say how many.
Always.
You're right.
Always, man.
It's always. It's always.
Yeah. It's never like. I mean, like.
Thing with the do you see like Canada got rid of that sex offender registry?
I saw you mention that. I saw you mention that. Yeah.
It just blew my mind, right? So I was reading into it, saying like these people. They are unlikely. Like 70 to 80% of them on the registry never reoffend. And they have to go 40 plus years on the registry sometimes. And I was sitting there thinking, maybe they don't reoffend because they're on the registry? You know what I mean, bro?
Because we know about this guy?
Yeah, like everybody knows about him. He's already, people are keeping their fucking kids away from him. Mm-hmm. Or he knows, like, if I do it twice, I'm going forever.
And he can't become a teacher? You know,
he's eliminated from, we're keeping him away from. Like, get the fucking hint. It's working. It's working.
You're free.
Yeah.
You're living life. You're free.
You better fucking happy.
You're free. We just know what the fuck you did. You're what? You can go to McDonald's. You can go to Starbucks. You can live here. You can go chill out. You can go on a hike. What the fuck do you want?
You go to a school.
What the fuck do you want, guy? And if you move, you have to tell people, hey, look, I did some fucked up shit in the past. I'm sorry, okay, but we need to be aware of you.
That's kind of the same thing I was saying earlier, though, with the abuse, right? Once again, that person never said they were that person before they got caught. Never, bro. They never once came to anybody and was like, "This is how I think," right? And if they ever did, they were trying to find someone else that thought like that,
yeah,
and trying to like find that circle, right? It's once they get caught where they're like, "I own up to my mistakes. I know I did wrong things." Well, we legally prosecuted you with a jury.
And not only that, but like I think sometimes to really understand what you have to say it. Hey, you gotta go to someone and be like, "Hey, I'm a registered sex offender," because you'll lie to yourself. You'll do some mental gymnastics. So you be able to sit and tell someone, and then someone judge you for it. Well, I'm sorry that they judge you, but you did some fucked up shit, and this is just how it goes, my dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is not nothing new. We started doing this shit 40 years ago. You offended 10 years ago.
It sucks, bro. It really is fucking tough, man.
Yes.
I want to sit here and say, right, okay, well, say that person was added to your community and like someone did give them a chance. I'm not even going to say you, but say someone gave them a chance, right? And like was like, man, this person is like really different. Like I've said, like I've never really seen it. The one instance, I keep saying it, and I'm not sure if it's true, but I think the one instance I might have seen of someone that turned like that was Mike Tyson. Honestly, bro, I think it's the only person I've ever seen that might have been like physically violent towards women or a rapist. I mean, he went to jail for rape, you know.
Mm-hmm. He became like a really like beautiful thing in a sense that like he had a lot of fucked up history, and he 3 years
for rape, bro. And
he also had like a deep understanding of what he did and his life, and like kind of like shit like that. Like it seemed like
now here's where you've knocked me before. He didn't always have that. He didn't have that when he was a heavyweight champion, right?
He didn't.
When did he get that?
Yeah.
When did he get that, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've really only ever seen him in the past, like maybe 5 years, till recent.
I'm gonna tell you when. Psychedelics.
Oh yeah.
Psychedelics, bro.
Yeah.
Gave his ass fucking revolution in his mind.
Bro, you watch any podcast he goes on? It's like he goes in, it's like 20, 30 minutes in, he gets high, maybe has a cocktail or a drink or something, and he just fucking throws picks up.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. It's like he became like this kind of person that does do that or something. I thought that, I don't like that. But just hearing the way he says things, you can tell like this guy has really fucking looked at himself, you know? And that's what makes it so tough, bro. That's what makes it impossible because he's still a rapist. in that fucking book.
Mm-hmm.
On file, he's still a rapist, you know?
Yeah.
How do you forgive a rapist? And then it's like, what if the woman is like, I'll forgive him? You know what I mean? Like, what if that happened to your daughter?
Yeah.
If that was your daughter, bro, you would never forgive.
Yeah. No,
never. Not even if it was Mike Tyson. You would never forgive, bro.
Nope, not at all.
So it's like, I don't know. Like, people say there's so much power in forgiveness, but I don't see it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not sure. Like, it's like, for me, it'd be hard to take that from someone and be like, yeah, I don't think you ever found peace in that. You know, like they said, they gave me this whole labyrinth, and they're like, yeah, forgive, and the cloud was lifted. And it's just like, well, I'm not gonna take that from me. I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I really, like, I remember it was like when we talked about it, you were saying like, you know, not sure trauma ever really goes away. I was like, I am not sure. You just kind of manage it a little bit, but I mean, even with forgiveness, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like I've forgiven, and people will be like, oh, you never really forgive, but like, I feel like I forgive, but like they'd say, like, I couldn't forget. You know, I was like, that changed the person for me. That changed the thing for me, even with forgiveness, and I feel reconciled. I still feel mad that happened. This whole relationship went under.
Right.
Like, you know, I still feel anger towards that.
Well,
is that real forgiveness? Maybe not, but
like I always talk about, like, I like to look at it like from a village perspective, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Mike's village perspective.
Yeah, Mike's village perspective, right?
This has been Mike's village perspective.
So I think about, like, basic moral codes. And, okay, so I've seen, like, a murderer, right, kills a guy's son. And then in court, that guy's father hugged the murderer, right? And was like, I forgive you. Okay, there's a beautiful side of the world to this. We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, men should be more emotional. People should be more open and compassionate. But there's a cruel side of the world. And people, we just talked about that evil side that we're all fight every day.
Mm-hmm.
That happens, bro. And you have to be ready for that, right? So let's take away the fact that where you go, if you murder my son, I'll forgive you, right? Let's say you forgive that. It's crazy how loud that is now that I think about it. Let's say you murder my son, I forget that. What are your consequences then? What are your now you have the police system nowadays, right? That'll lock you up away forever, even though it has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Right? Some random strangers that get paid money will come lock somebody up for killing your son.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird when you think about it, bro. It really is, bro.
Yes.
Really, I'm telling you, like,
I remember I was talking about before. I think it's weird that, like, people even like are like, I'm become a cop. Like, it's just so strange. I'm gonna go be that guy to go and fucking
and tell you,
you know?
like, I'm willing to lock this guy. Listen, you won't have here. Right, your son got murdered, right? I come to you as a cop, and I'm like, you don't have to pay $1 or do one thing. I'm gonna go find the person that did this and lock them up forever. It's kind of insane in my opinion, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, in my opinion, it's like a family matter.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of, like, the street knowledge comes from, the street feeling towards that. It's like, it really is like a personal problem. It's not a cop's problem or a detective. It's my problem. They killed my cousin. They killed my brother. I'm going to get this back. So seeing a father that could hug his son's murderer, you want to be like, oh, that's so beautiful. To me, it's not, bro. I really don't think so. I think that if you killed my son, I want you to know, if you kill my son, you will also have to kill me. Mm-hmm. I will, for the rest of my life, I'm coming at your neck, bro. I want you to die the worst way possible. I'll pay money to do it. I'll shank you in prison. I'll go to the same prison you're at. I'll do anything I can to kill you. I want you to know that. And I hope that's the fear, right? The fear inside. And then, like, I have friends like Steven. He'll do the same to you if you kill my son. And I'll do the same to you if you kill his son, right? So now you have a fear. You might be wild, right? You might be a crazy motherfucker. You might be a dumb motherfucker and decide today I'm going to kill someone. You still know Steven's son, right? You're going to look for the motherfucker nobody cares about. That's why they kill prostitutes and shit. Because you look for the people that nobody cares about. You don't look for the sheriff's son. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to have that fear of, like, if you do this shit to my son for the rest of my fucking life, bro, you're not going to jail.
Yeah.
You're dead, man. You know what I mean? The fact that you think that I'll come hug you, it would only be to shank you. You know, there's no way possible, bro. And I think if you take away that fear of, like, oh, well, no one's going to kill me, then what's left? You're hoping some random strangers that have nothing to do with you show up here and lock this person up for you. You think they should go to jail for the rest? You don't think they should walk, right? They're not allowed to walk the streets. You don't think that. You think they should go to jail for the rest of their life, right? You forgive them though, but they should go to jail for the rest of their life. You see, there's such a conundrum here. So I'm talking about this gray area where we can't decide what's worth dying, right?
And that's why we have such a convoluted, fucking weird ass justice system, because we literally saw no other way forward. They were like, "What's the alternative?" All right, well, I guess we gotta stand before people who, are defending him and people who are accusing him, and then there's gonna be a other group of tastemakers that, you know what I'm saying, like people who didn't decide based on their story and argument.
1,000 of the original trials got rigged, right? Because they had the idea. I imagine they had the idea already.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people were rigging the fuck out of them. So they're like, bro, we can't just be having like a king vote on it. Like, we've got to have 12 people. And they probably had like friends and family at first, I would think, right? And then they realized that was biased too. And they're like, you know what? We need 12 random people. Yeah. People don't have nothing to do with these people to be able to have an honest opinion.
And it's like when they first started, it's like the good people were like, okay, I may get out of this, all the people were just like, well, I'm still fucked. And as it kept going, the evil people started getting more and more like, let's do this. Like, the more chances I got to fight this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have rights. Right. I have rights. Yes. Thank you. No, I'm going to say my piece. I killed nobody. I represent myself. Permission to speak. I didn't kill that guy. Nothing. I did nothing.
Because I'm thinking about how to play. So then, you come up with this jury idea, and then it's people, but then the selection people was wrong. But then selection was wrong, right? The selection was still biased. So then they had to come up with the idea of both parties get to process X amount of jurors, because that's what happens. They bring in 45 jurors, and then they select 12 of them, right? And then 6 replacements.
And then they probably issues
so they realize okay, now we're getting to. We've talked about this before. We had a really good talk before with Ask. I don't know if you remember. We were really breaking down it was in Jeff's basement. You remember,
because we were arguing.
We spent the whole trip.
The whole trip.
We weren't really arguing.
Me and you were just going back and forth.
I mean, me and you, even Jeff, but we were all on the same page. We all kind of got it.
Anyone else?
It was really me and you. Yeah. Remember, we were breaking down a trillion things.
We were.
What's crazy is thinking about that night. Did we talk too much? That's what I was thinking. Did we talk too much that night? Are we supposed to just let these people go enjoy their trip? But they're in here with us, right? And me and you are doing this, right? And me and you broke down so many things.
We're just tripping, bro. We're just
so many moral codes.
And we're
night,
gone, yeah.
Right? And we got to so many levels of it, right? And I don't know if you remember, but one thing we concluded that night towards the end, we were like, bro, a lot of these things that are already designed is the way we would design them. They're corrupted, but it really is a good court system. The jurors, the attorneys, both sides hearing, it really is honestly a good idea. It's probably the best you could come up with. You might be able to tweak it a little bit, but it's a really good idea. It's just corrupted with bail systems and corrupt judges and attorneys that want high conviction rates. But for the most part, it actually is a really imagine if I brought you're the king, bro, and I bring that to you, bro. That would sound like a good fucking idea. I mean, not the king, but the king must have decided probably.
Yeah.
Probably the wrong person.
But everyone else, they're just
that's a good idea. That really is a good idea. And when did society start to flourish? Was democracy, bro. I guess you go always back to Romans, but technically it's not clear democracy.
And I think a lot of times, it's there'll be a point where they'll be okay, well, we have that system. This is what we have. This is what we worked up now. Okay, well, you guys still don't like that. Well, what's the alternative? Everyone's just kind of okay, well, you're in there. You got the people who are arguing against and the people who are defending. You have random jurors in the area where these people are from. So it's regional. You have a judge. He just kind of presides over everything, make sure people are mediating. Okay, everyone. Okay, now you have representatives for the law. I guess the alternative is just some type of we just decide what to do, and then they were like, "Fuck that!" We'll go with this.
I don't know how much you remember of that night, bro, but it was kind of strainful. We were going through a lot of things. We were I don't know. I remember a lot about that night because it was a great talk, bro. Yeah. In my opinion, we were basically going back to say okay, you're just put on this world, and what comes to your mind, and what needs to be done, and things like that, right? And we realized. I feel like I don't like. I'm saying I don't know how much you took around that. I took a lot from design one. It really is like that sometimes. It's like, okay, you did enough fucking talking, right?
Yeah.
If you can't do it, get 20 people together that feel the same way and do it. But don't fucking keep coming out here saying everything and then not being able to turn it around and like offer an idea. You know?
Something to it. Something, just adding something to it. Just being like sitting here, you're just like, okay, well, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't just elect judges to go over it. You know, like maybe they should be based off of like a lottery system. You just get a random guy like judge up there who's in law to go up there. Like it's not a position of power. It's just like, you know, like you just something.
Idea, bro. But like maybe just judges in the lottery system though, so it can't be appointed.
Yeah, so you don't have to, because right now you elect on circuit court judges.
That's a really good idea for the Supreme Court too.
Yeah, I mean,
people are really mad about that, bro. Like after this Roe v. Wade shit, like people are really, really thinking, and it's crazy, man, because I didn't even share it because who gives a fuck? But I had a tweet.
Tweet cooked up.
Tweeted.
Twitter fingers cooked up.
I wrote a status, bro. It was the second year that Trump was in office. And I was like, it doesn't matter, you know. I feel like such a fucking clown just saying I wrote a status, guys, just so everybody knows. But, I was saying, like, it popped up on my memories. So that's why I was seeing it. And I was like, man, it doesn't matter what Trump does with the laws. He's going to get to decide 3 Supreme Court justices. And that's what he was able to do. He chose 3. They filibustered for that first one, and he got 2 more in after that death and retire. Right? So everything worked out for him. He got 3 Supreme Court justices who have no term limit and are not elected. It's absurd, bro. That doesn't make no fucking sense. Who the fuck are these people? I don't respect these people more than my own fucking drugged out mother. You know what I mean? Like they're literally not John Kavanaugh, Clarence Thompson. I don't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers. And the fact that they're able to make such important decisions like that, bro, it's sickening. And you're so fucking old and out of the fucking realm of possibility of what's going on. It's like, it makes no sense. And you go until you retire or you're dead, appointed by the president and the government, and you make the biggest laws of all. Like, that shit, it makes zero fucking sense, bro. And then look, here's the thing. A lot of people don't know about this shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, once you get tired of saying it, right? Like, I don't know nothing, but like, I really do a crazy amount of research. So if you look about how that paid off, I never reposted that memory because I didn't want the credit. Okay. But if you look at how that paid off, that nobody's seen it. Nobody talks about it. But yesterday, right? And this has been a long played out thing. People have heard it so many times. It's probably over with in their minds. But yesterday, right? So 2 weeks ago, the Democratic committee finally found a way to pass through that Trump was supposed to release his last 7 years of tax returns, right? That was supposed to get released tomorrow or the day after that. Yesterday, one of the on the Supreme Court held up the appeal to get those done. So now it has to go through an entirely new committee to review the appeal, right? Is it not funny that the same person that elected these officials, and now they're the one deciding when literally you're just about to get them, we're days away from this finally being released after all these years, and here goes this guy, slide this appeal in here, hold those off. It's like, honestly, I never thought they were nothing, honestly, but honestly, they're important, bro, because they fought them forever. And they're still fighting them. And it gets no fucking recognition. Not one person that you fucking know on any fucking platform you're on even knew that happened, bro.
It's like
mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like the Supreme Court kind of operates. It's like you hear nothing about them. Next thing you know, they come out and they're just like, this is how we rolled. That's just it. That's all you hear. It's just like...
that's like if it's Roe versus Wade. But like that thing with Trump, of that one justice.
All those other things.
That one justice holding up Trump. Like, nobody hears about that.
No, what was that? The Supreme Court, or was that like a lower circuit court?
Supreme Court.
Because I see all the time where like, you know, like a president will put something through, or like the Senate or something will go through, and there'll be some random circuit court judge that's just like, no, I don't think you can do that. Nope. You got to send it through the channels up here and have it be reviewed now. I mean, like it just seems like there's random Like, oh, like it'll be because there's judges all over the country of different, degrees. Where I think they just kind of like I remember it was like, a judge in Hawaii was the one who blocked Trump's order and was like, yeah, you gotta review this, guys. This has to go through a different channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's so many judges that say it. Yeah.
And then but it's crazy. All those have like a little bit of power here and there, just like to do whatever.
I should have sent that to you. I should have sent it right off the jump.
Yeah, I mean, court no doubt like holds. That's the ultimate. When they can't decide and it goes to the court. I mean, that's just where it's like, okay, figure it out from here. Went through every other channel. But again, it's like that's something like you would want, like you would when you think about where is
just
it?
Read this. Read this out. Read this in the mic.
Which one? Start at the top right here?
Start at the top. Read it.
All right, here we go. Chief Justice John Roberts on Tuesday temporarily blocked a House committee from obtaining several years of former President Donald Trump's tax returns. Justice ordered the state to freeze the House Ways and Means Committee request for the documents, which Trump has fought for years. The former president on Monday filed an emergency application asking the Supreme Court to intervene in the case after a federal appeals court last week denied Trump's request to block the release of his tax returns. So he's even calling upon the Supreme Court to intervene.
Who he selected 3 of, bro.
Chief Justice, yes, I think this is a guy on the Supreme Court because Chief Justice,
It's not a thing, bro.
Roberts granted Trump's request by placing an administrative stay on the tax returns, which is temporary and pending further order of the undersigned or of the court. So it sounds like he has the ultimate authority. The Chief Justice gave the House panel until November 10th to respond to Trump's application to delay the committee from obtaining years of his tax returns from the Treasury Department.
Supreme Court held after Donald J. Trump asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
Who he chose.
John Roberts. Man.
Crazy, bro.
There we go.
Crazy. And who heard about that?
Only anybody.
Nobody.
There's only a couple people I know and talk to on a daily basis that actually like keep up with like shit like that.
That's what I don't want to my own horn, but that's why I'm a good fucking podcast guy, okay? Because I'm reading this shit, and it's not even what I do or what I care about, but I'm watching my news right when I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like success is coming because of how hard I am on myself. Like I know how hard I am on myself. I know how much. So when I wake up in the morning, right? You grab your phone, you grab a drink, you hit the bathroom.
Yeah.
When I'm in there, I want to go on Facebook and I want to watch or YouTube and I want to watch reels. And as I'm doing that, I go, stop. Why would you read this? You should be reading news over this. You don't even want to know this news. I'm done with politics and shit, right? I'm done with it. But I want to know this over a fucking Facebook reel.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about a random one. Obviously, you love your family. You want to see your friends. You want to see their shit. But I'm talking about like these watch videos or these TikTok videos. Why the fuck would I sit here, right, for these 30 minutes and be swiping nonsense when I can literally go read current news that is affecting my real world? Even though I don't like it, it affects my real world. And I should know as much as I can about it. I came on that. I pressed that this morning. I hit news. It was the 5th fucking article on there. 5th article. I'm like, why would I not read Supreme Court justice decision of anything? I'll read, right? Because it impacts me so heavy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do that. I want to know how many of us are clicking on that news thing. I want to know how many of us are reading these articles, bro. Because I really think people are. Yeah, I'm starting to really think people don't care about other humans and people are dumb, bro. And I know it sounds horrible. I know it sounds so bad, but I'm not saying like people can't be smart. I'm just saying they're at the point now where they care so little about what Supreme Court's doing. They cared about Roe vs. Wade. They cared about that one because they can march for it. But they're not going to march for Trump's tax returns. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's all about what they can get behind. This thing's going to go right under the rug. No one's going to ever know about it. There's a chance you might never even see those tax returns after all those fights. And now he does that. I mean, he elected it. This is clear corruption, bro.
You're talking 4 years. Corruption. You're talking almost coming up on 4 years that he has been out of office now. You know,
now who can I go meet anywhere and be like, hey, let me explain this to you, and them give a fuck. You know what I mean? What if I went on Facebook right now and I wrote this whole entire thing out like I just explained it to you and posted that article? No one would give a fuck. No one would read it. No one, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, if they really give a fuck, they would have just clicked the news article.
It would have been in that news, right?
They needed someone else to then commentate on top of it.
No one gives a fuck, bro. We are so fucking
no, 100%.
succumbed by like these 10-second reels and like these pictures, bro. Listen, if somebody gets 1,000 pictures on Instagram, how could they possibly know who liked their picture? This is so weird to me. Something is so off, bro. And it's just weird that like everybody else is like, it's like I don't think that people don't know. I've said that to you before. I think that all of us secretly know something is off. It's just about who's willing to be like, whatever, I'll enjoy it for what it is, or I'll keep being like something is off. You know what I mean? And I can't help but keep being like something is off. Like no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I'm seeing, I'm like, I know something is off here. Like this is not how it's supposed to be. You know, like that fact that someone can't swing an axe. That is off. Something is off about that. It doesn't make sense. You couldn't provide firewood. You know, it's insane. It's earlier like they're making the world's largest tortilla. Someone's got no food. Like there's this clear like. And I know it's so cliche to say, but like we've talked about cliches before, right? They kind of need to be said, right? And be like, something don't make sense here.
Yes.
This does not make sense, bro. I can keep going on. I've been really thinking. I told you 10 days. 10 days, no context.
Yeah, I mean, so like the one thing I think about is like, I mean, with people, especially people nowadays, and how we're creating avenues for wealth, how we're just constantly making these things to create money or whatever the fuck that is. So I mean, nowadays, the biggest, I want to say like the sole income earner like in the entire world appears to be advertisement. We're getting the human's attention. That's just simple as what it is. If I can get you to look something, I can monetize it for some reason. I can just monetize that. I get you to look at it, I can monetize it.
Did you see that thing called Free Water? You happen to see that?
Free water.
It's a company. It's called Free Water. It gives you free water, right? In a bottle, basically. And according, I'm like, what the fuck is this? According to the research, the ad space on the water bottle is worth the amount for them to give you a free water from a spring, apparently, as they say. I was just thinking how crazy that is, bro. That they can bring water in a plastic bottle to you, and it's worth it just for that little space of you reading it.
Yep. And just as we talked about, the pipeline, from a water source to your mouth, directly to your mouth, with
how
phones,
is it, bro?
with phones, like, and I mean, like you talk about early forms, we had radio, television, and then to the phones. I mean, like they send Amber Alerts directly to your phone. When we send videos, everyone redirects shit right to your fucking face. And then there's ad spaces all along that. I have a place for this beheading video. It's a little weird and iffy for me to have it up, but no one's really out there taking it down. I have ads on this bitch. They have ads on World Star.
I'm so glad you brought this up, right? Because I want to talk about this. Kind of on a little spin-off. Okay, so years ago, bro, I brought this thing up. I was like, why doesn't Facebook post Amber Alerts on your scroll, right? Like anything like that, kidnappings of any sort like that. Like it doesn't make sense, right? Like it doesn't make sense why this isn't just shown. The other day I seen it, bro. Time.
Yeah.
You seen that before?
Yeah, they've had
yeah, right. They started it, right? Yeah. I should patent, right? Yeah. Is there a way to patent somebody else's company for an idea separate? You know what I mean?
Years ago, I
swear to God, bro. I can bring up the status I said it about this, right? So then there was like, well, for them to know I want that, though, I have to interact with it. And I don't want to like you posting this because I talked about before how they get paid from the likes and the comments. Yeah. So now we're in a really twisted scheme, bro. My head's really fucked up. My head's really fucked up in this world. I mean, what are you supposed to participate in?
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like for me, like the one thing about it's kind of like yes and no. With social media, I think it's more of like thought experiments, the reaction. They got stuff to the point where it's like then you watch something, You know, they know how long you were on a page for.
They got
any particular
crazy
scroll.
analytics.
Crazy. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Analytics, thought experiments. I think the same reason we get some inspirational quotes in front of us is the same reason we get beheading videos every once in a while. Like they're seeing what gets people riled up, what gets people going, anything. And then something like an event, like a main event in US, like the U.S. or anywhere happens, everyone's on Twitter. They're flooding things like fake information or like other spinoffs or conspiracies, and they're just seeing how things are reacted to. What's going to take? What's not going to take? It's just one big thought experiment. Analytics.
Let me give you a thought experiment. Let me put you in a situation, right? So let's say you've got a wife and you've got a son, right? And you're taking your son to Six Flags. And when you're about to take him, you tell him, hey, Wednesday we're going to the Six Flags. And he says, well, Dad, can I bring my friend? And you're thinking, like, this shit's $65 a ticket. Would you bring his friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend, yeah.
Right? Okay. So the next day goes by. Now it's Tuesday. And he's like, Dad, I got another friend, Jacob, who really wants to go. Can I bring my friend? Can I bring him too? Would you bring him?
Yeah, probably bring him, yeah.
Okay, so you bring both
Yeah,
of them.
they bring both of them, yeah.
Right. And then Wednesday, Jacob brings his brother. And he's like, hey, Mr. Steve, I'm sorry. I didn't get away to talk to you, but can my brother go too?
Yeah, you get iffy with me. I was like,
Right. Would you bring him?
We're just going to his family today. Like, we're just going to his family today.
All them kids back?
We're going to his family today. We're going to his family today, guys.
What do you really think?
I think
just in this situation, would you send him back?
Hey, I mean, as much
now you got 4 kids.
As much as I want to, like I'm just like the way I feel. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to bring now. Got too many now.
So you're sending them all back.
Too many. We got too many now.
You're sending them all back.
I'm paying for them for a third time now.
You're sending them
all these kids a third time.
I just want you to say it. I just want you to
third
say
time
that you're going to call these kids' parents and get them to pick them back up. Because
I would have taken them to begin with.
Because Jacob brought a brother.
I would have taken them. Oh, wait,
that's why. That's why I described it like that.
Oh, wait, look, because okay, I'm confused now.
Did you not follow me?
I mean, I did. I mean, I kind of did brought up that point.
You got your son. Your son's like, I want to bring a friend. You're like, yeah. You said yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He brings his friend.
Then he's like,
his friend's brother showed up.
No. Then he's like, I want to bring another friend, Dad. And you're like, okay. Okay, so now your son's brought 2 friends.
Yeah.
You got 3 kids plus a daughter.
Oh no. I'm just because I'm like, I can't take you. I'm taking these other kids. I can't take you.
Taking him and his friend.
Take him and his
so
friend.
now you're stopping at the second friend.
Yeah, his brother. The guy's brother. No, I'm taking the second friend, but not his brother. Not his brother. He's added on 2 people and a brother.
Brought up his brother yet.
I'm taking his brother.
That was another person.
You already said brother. I'm not taking his brother. I'm taking you guys. Like, okay.
So what
feed all you guys.
Who
like,
are you taking?
I'm taking his friend and his other friend.
And you're gonna say
I'm not taking his friend's brother.
And you're willing to say that. Seriously, no jokes aside, you're willing to say that in front of the kids.
Yeah.
And their parents.
Yeah. I can't take him. Yeah, I'll look at them and be like, you gonna say no to him? Because I already said yes to him.
Okay, your son.
I already said yes to him.
Let's just say your son's like, I'm just playing a game here. I'm just playing a game with you.
Yeah.
But then your son's like, Dad, please. It's for my birthday. This is for your birthday. Please, can he come?
Oh, it's for his birthday. From the beginning, I'm not taking all of them. Let's go.
Okay,
birthday.
So I gotta avoid the birthday.
Yeah, avoid the birthday.
It's gotta
take all of them. But it's like, but the random occasion, it's like
he's just like, Dad, I really want him to come. These are both my best friends.
Like I said, I'm taking both the best friends. It's the brother. It's like, I'm like, no. I'm like, no.
So
I'm like,
you're
no.
willing to take your son?
2 best friends. And 2 best friends is Six Flags. Let's go. We're going. And now this brother shows up. Can I bring my brother?
Okay.
No, you can't bring your
brother. So
brother.
you're willing to double up the amount you paid.
You can't bring your brother. Yeah, but anything want to take your brother on, dude? Come on.
So if he brings his brother, you will tell them all to go home, or you're just
no. I'm taking the kids. I already said yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't take you. I can't take you today.
Would it not be the most cringe ever? Now?
It would be tough, man. It'd be tough, but like at this point,
but you are willing to pay double what you were originally paying.
Yeah, for kids, yeah. I'll take my son and his friends. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so kids. I'm just trying to have.
What do you mean kids? What are you talking about? Like you're talking about teenagers?
No, I'm just trying to think.
I'll take his teenage friends too.
I'm just trying to see what's working towards compassion and what doesn't. Right? Okay, so kids is what's really softening you up.
I think it's teenagers. Yeah.
No, let's say he brings his dad with him, and his dad's like, I don't really got no money, man, but I'd love to go. And the kid's like, my dad, please go.
No, man, no. I'm sorry. I'll take the kid. I'll take the kids. Let's go, kids. You know.
So now you're bringing extra
This is for kids, dude. You're 35. This is for kids. You've been on water slides. No, I haven't. No, I've never been on a water slide in my life. I want to be there for my son to see him on his first water slide.
he's like, I would trust you with my kid alone.
I need you to pay my admission. Your dad said you can't go. No, he said you can't go. You see what you did, Dad? You see what you did, Dad? Come on, it's on deflection.
I hate you,
It's
Dad.
on deflection.
I don't know what I gotta
Dad,
say.
he hates you. Come on, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? He hates you, Dad. Will you let him go to Six Flags? Okay. Kid's better. Kid doesn't give a shit about his day. He wants to go to Six Flags.
So now you took your son, 2 friends, and their dad.
No, I said no to that. You're not keeping up with me. I'm not taking his dad. I mean, you just had this whole exchange where his dad's crying now, the son's crying.
Do you give money to homeless people?
Yeah, I have my own quarrel with that because, like, I feel bad.
Don't use the word quarrel in this room.
No, I feel bad. My own personal quarrel.
Quarrel.
I feel bad because I definitely make judgments. And I'm like, no, baby, I think you're just gonna smoke some crack with this shit. You know, it's like, and then like there's some like I remember like there's this one lady that comes into 7-Eleven. I see her over at a place where I get coffee every once in a while. And she comes with $1. She'll buy a Pepsi. And one day she comes in, I'm getting a coffee. I'm like, I'll buy that Pepsi. Don't worry about it. You know, she's like, really? Thank you. You know, and then she takes Pepsi, goes.
Okay, so what if a crackhead comes up to you and he's like, man, can I have $10? He's like, you know, I'm gonna buy crack with it.
No,
but I have a horrible life. You know, I try to clear that up first, but they usually drop that at the end. You know what I mean? Usually their stuff. They're like,
is it because of the crack?
It's cold. It's cold out here, bro. It's cold out here. I got nothing going in my life.
I need crack.
He's like, look at me. He looks at me in the eye, you look in the eyes. He's like, I was once you, man. He's like, I swear.
Man, I'm not you.
I didn't mean it. Like, I'm trying to see like, we'll open up that heart.
No, I'm like, no, I can't give you no money.
Wait.
And that's the thing. I'd be so nice about it. Like, look,
hold on.
I'd be sir, I can't. I apologize. I can't give you money for crack. Like,
Hold on. It's a woman. Okay, what if she doesn't mention the crack? It's a woman, and she just like,
but she looks like she does crack. Like
she looks like a crackhead.
I mean, on based on my judgments.
And she's like, "Can I please just have $10?" She's like, "It's really
so
it's a 30-degree winter
if
night.
I have,
dude, it's Christmas Eve.
Dude, if I have a 5 in my pocket, or like if I had a 3, or like something like
you got a 3.
I had a 3. I had a 3. 3 right there. Like
so then it's like
so.
All right, so you're clearly women are definitely soft. You're definitely softer towards women than men.
I know I would do the same thing for a guy. Like if I had like 3 or that 5 of me, it's just like just slide Chris me up. Like, here you go.
But he couldn't
like,
say it was for crack.
You know. Nah, don't do that. I'd be like, I'm not giving money for crack.
You want him to lie to you.
I'm not giving anyone money for crack. But I feel like you do some
But
crack
you
too.
did,
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
What
saying. My
are you
core is
talking
I'm making
about?
these judgments where I'm like,
how are you saying
hey,
that
you look like a crackhead.
crack?
You look like a crackhead.
Listen,
You know, like I'm not giving anyone else like a crackhead money.
He comes up to you and asks for money, and you're like, "Oh, he's a crackhead. I'm not gonna give him money if he's asking for crack." But you're give him money if he doesn't mention the crack. But you know.
No, I'm saying like if I have that 3 or that 5 of me, I'm just like. They're just like I'm walking out. I'm just like I might give him $1 or $2. Like here you go, whatever. But like don't say it's for crack. I hate when people give me stories too. They come up and they say, "Hey, buddy, look, listen, I just left prison. I left prison."
You know it.
Yeah, the story is the worst thing you can do.
Regardless of anything, when you gave that guy that $2, he didn't mention nothing about crack.
That's where my judgment comes in. Where I'm like, okay, that guy looks like a crackhead. I'm sorry, guy, I don't got nothing on me. You know, like it's like that's where like my judgments come in where I'm like, where I feel bad. I'm like, that guy might not be a crackhead. He looks like a crackhead, dude. I can't give. I don't know. You're just gonna get high, man. I can't give this $2, bro. Just any type of like weird strung out drug. You got alcohol. You got alcoholism. So I'm not buying you a beer, dude.
You don't want to
like
give money to anybody that has an addiction.
I don't want to help feed anyone's addiction by helping buy crack, give them alcohol, like.
But they do have to eat.
They do have to eat. You know. That's
so
where,
how do you do that?
Like like there's times where like. Can I buy you some food? Like a lot of times, usually people, and that's I don't do for everybody. I have to make my judgment too, But like I judge. I said to begin with, I judge heavily. Where I'm less like that's why I feel bad because I'm just out here picking and choosing who I give money to and help to. I'm just like I'm
guilty too.
It's just tough.
Like,
but
when
like
I see women, it super hurts me. When I
For
see
women,
homeless
older women, all that, bro. Yeah,
I'm
all
like,
day.
oh my god.
And then where I
Please
work,
get off of these
where I work is a
streets.
women's shelter around the corner, like 2 blocks over. So like, there's always like homeless women up and down the street. You know,
Bro, even when I see them like prostituting out there, dog, you go down the street, you see like 5, 6 prostitutes. You're just like, it hurts so. Literally, there could be men out here selling their ass, and I would not think twice, bro. To be honest with you, I'd be like, man, it's a harsh world. I see women out there selling their ass. I'm just like, somebody do something, man. I wish,
yeah.
like,
Especially some older women. Like, I remember like there was like another woman that came in, same coffee shop. Like I said, they're all down. Yeah, so like she comes in, she speaks very little English. She's talking, and she's asking for something. I see her like pull out like like $3 all crumbled up. She had a cart in the hallway. She's clearly homeless, barely speaks any English. Trying to get breakfast. She obviously been here before because they know what she wants. And I'm just like, I'll take care of that. Like, I'll buy it real quick. Like I got you. Like, and it was usually like $4 or $5, $8, like whatever. I'll buy it real quick. Call it a day.
She's like, I'm not homeless.
I don't need your help. Like,
the fuck's wrong with
a
you?
bank card and shit is like good. Like,
Retired.
the fuck is this guy? Yeah.
Supreme Court justice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel bad because I make these rash judgments. There's this one guy. There's this one guy, bro. That he really pisses me off. He's out there every day. He asks for toilet paper and stuff. Always gets it. Every day. Every day gets it. And normally their receipts just in the bag with it. He just goes returns it real quick. Like, it's like, and like if he can't get cash for it, he doesn't get cash for it. He keeps toilet paper, whatever. But I'm walking by one day at the coffee shop, see him all the time. He's like, hey, how's it going? Every day, anything today? He already has 2 coffees and like a sandwich wrapper next to him. Like, I'm like, nah, dude, I'm sorry, man.
Really?
And then he's like, well, can you? And then this is what really I was ready like fucking like I was like, I don't know what it was, but I just felt disrespected. Like I just want to kick his leg down the fucking street. But like he's standing on this like this little flower planter, like like that lines buildings and stuff. And I walk by, he's like, hey, can you hand me that later? And it's literally like 6 inches from his foot where he's sitting. And I'm like, no, what? I can't hand you your fucking lighter. I really wanted to kick that shit down the fucking street. I was like, no, I can't hand you your fucking lighter. Let's go to the fucking coffee shop. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I was just like, this guy, never give him any fucking thing. I never give him anything, dude. Like, fuck that guy, man.
Crazy,
yeah.
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted you to pick up a lighter and give it to him.
He's literally sitting here like this. It's like he'd have to bend down and grab it.
This homeless junkie. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Is asking
like,
you.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm like, no, why did you fucking lighter?
That is disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Man,
like, what? You're some Asian bitch?
And then every day he says, hey, dude, I'm just like, just don't even talk to him. Just like,
yeah, bro. After he said that,
I'm like, I walk by.
It's funny how he's
like, all right, and I walk back to go. When I leave again, he's like, all right, have a good one.
No,
I was like, you're just in the fucking. Are you even here? You're in the fucking motions. You just say it to anybody walking by.
Exactly.
You say it to anybody. You don't give a fuck, dude. Like he's always out there. It's just ridiculous, man.
Bro, he's there's anonymity. Anonymity. How do you say it? Anonymity. Like 1 in a million. Anonymity.
Anomaly. Okay, anomaly. Yeah.
Anomaly.
Anomaly.
Most of them aren't like that. I've seen people that had something to eat and they didn't ask for nothing else. They would sit down.
There's one guy.
No, I get it definitely.
There's one guy like I'm not sure if I really believe it or not. Like he's definitely been down bad for a long time. I see him all the time. He's always been clean. He just seems like straight by. He's like, yeah, I was a cook. COVID happened. Just really just scraping by. And I'm just like, and I'd help him at the beginning. I was like, hey, I got to know him. And it's like, and after a while, I was like, dude, you've been out here for 3 years, dude. Like, I can't just keep giving you money, dude. Like, I cut that off after 1 month. I'm just like, dude, like I give you $5, like, for your bus pass, like, these 4 Fridays, dude. Like, because, like I said, I talked to this guy. Like, I'm just like, I'm just thinking you're a con man now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's tough.
Yeah, I'm just like, again, it's just the judging, the choosing. I'm just like,
I'm the same way, bro. I mean, I've had a time where I remember back in the day, like 10 years ago, had a guy come across me sitting out front of my old house. He's like, hey, I got this bag of tools. He's like, I'll sell it to you right now, $40. He's like, you can have all these. It was like tons of tools, bro. Nice ass bag.
Hit a work truck.
I was like, I'll give you $20 and I bought it. And then today, it's funny we're talking about this. Then today, like I went to my shop, bro. I opened up my shop. I'm the only person there. So I had like the front door open and I'm grabbing shit out of the shop to take to the truck. And like as I'm walking down, I hear this guy. He's like, "Hello, hello." I come over right away, like you said. I'm not judging. I can see right away, junkie, bro. Like you just know. You know, you've been around long enough. You know, like sunken ass face, bro. I mean, junkie. He's like, he's got this bag on him like this, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just trying to see if anyone's interested." He's like, "I found this bag of tools in the yard up there," and he's like, "I just want to see if anyone's interested in buying it." And it's crazy because, like I said, I've bought stolen tools. So that's why I brought that story up. But like now that I'm a grown man that has like way better morals and like knows what's up, I was like, all right, well, don't find no tools down here. You know what I mean? I was like, and then he was like, "You don't want it?" I was like, "I'm good." And he was like, "Well, I just offer me something." I was like, "I'm good." You know,
it's not tough bargaining here. It's not tough bargaining, dude. I'm not trying to barter.
You're gonna give me that for $5, bro. For $1, he might have given that to me. Honestly, like it was like he was so desperate. And I like when he walked away, I was thinking like, man, I should just fucking call the cops on this motherfucker, or like, you know what I mean? And be like, he obviously stole some workman shit.
Yeah.
But I've done it before. So I felt like it just wasn't my place, you know?
Yeah, like I said, you make those tough calls every day. Like you really like ask yourself, or
not
like
judge him.
Yeah, or you just ask yourself. You're just like, you know, I feel bad because I have that power and I just casted it. But you know, I mean, if I didn't, you know, I'd be fucking broke, bro. I'd be giving everything away. I'd give all my shit away, dude. Like I'd get. And then
like, it's like,
hopefully
like I'd be profiting off of somebody else.
And it's another thing, like, you know, like I think it's like maybe we just tell ourselves this to make us feel better, but like I'm hoping that someone who really is just downbound or like gets it. I feel like I could make a good judgment call. You know, I just hope whoever really needs it from me that moment gets it that day, rather than some fiend, some junkie. You know, like.
Yeah,
someone really down bad. Like this woman literally went through some COVID shit and then got homeless. Like this dude really was a chef and went through some COVID shit and went homeless. Like,
so I've got a couple stories too about that, bro. The worst one that I had was actually times with Foley. We're working, bro. It's like 96 degrees outside, bro. This guy standing out front of 7-Eleven when we go in, he's like, "Can you guys give me a drink?" We're like, "Oh yeah." Foley was actually like, "Yeah, I got you, man. I'll buy you one." It's Friday, you know, he's feeling good.
Yeah.
He goes in there and he buys them 2 of the Deer Park waters, the big waters. And when we came out, he gives the guy the waters, and the guy was like, "Oh man, I don't drink water." He's like, "Can you go in and return these for the money for me?" And Foley was like, "What do you mean you don't drink water?" You know, and the guy's like, "I don't drink." He's like, "It's hot as fuck." He's like, "You need to drink." He's like, "Can you give me a Diet Coke then?" And Foley was like, "No, drink the water." You know what I mean? And the guy just threw the water down on the ground. I was like, this motherfucker, man. And it's crazy because I actually had a story like that when I was younger. I bought a homeless guy a water. And looking back on it, I think he wasn't homeless, bro. I was young as shit, like maybe like fucking 8 or 9. I seen this guy, look, he was fucking dying outside, hot ass day again. Buy him a water, bring it to him, throws it at me. So that's what I'm saying. Those are like, how many people did that to you? Out of all the people you gave it to, they're few and far between.
Yeah.
When you talk about ones you hate, though, bro, I hate to use the word hate, but there's one down by where my shop's at that really just gets on my nerves, bro. He walks up and down like where the park, you know, you're making the turn or whatever. He walks up and down there and he cries, bro. Like literally cries every day. You know what I mean? Like every single day he's out there. He's like 5'2", bro, and he's like walks. He's like,
oh man, oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
He's like this the whole time.
I know you're talking about.
The whole time.
I know you're talking about, bro.
You know what I'm talking about? The white boy.
Yep,
I know he's a white boy. Yeah, or like mixed or something.
Older guy, no.
Dirty. He's an older guy. Yeah.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Yeah. Bro, he makes his rounds, bro.
Bro, everywhere, bro.
He be there. Luciana, Broadway, bro.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, like
just going down the line.
I don't even know your story, bro. Your story could be wrecked, but like, don't put that on people, man. Yeah, like it's crazy because I do. Like if I'm saying I'm willing, like if I say I won't come to your window and ask for it, but I'll rob you for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is it really even pride at that point? It's like, you know, what is that? You know? Because I'm like, oh fuck. If I seen, you know, somebody with a chain, and I was broke, I'd snatch it. Or I'd try to set up a dealer and like grab their drugs and run. Or like rob some famous person out Park Heights or some shit. I don't fucking know. You know, like I would try to hit a lick basically. but I wouldn't come up to your window and beg for it. And I wouldn't steal it from you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't steal your kid's bike.
Stealing Walmart. I'm taking Walmart all day.
I'm not saying it like that. Like I'm saying like I won't steal. I'm not gonna break it to your house.
Yeah.
And rob you. I'm not gonna bike out back. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna stick you up while you're at the ATM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know if like that's what I'm saying. But I'm not. I won't come to your window and ask for it.
Yeah,
I would rather
man.
stick you up at the ATM.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
I feel so much more resourceful than that.
I know it's not the right answer. You know what I mean? Like I know that's not the right answer, but that's
I'm not sure. Yeah. Whereas, like, I mean, rather than having it be given to you in like some pitiful way, you're just like, I'm just take that shit. It's mine.
Like, bro, nobody's gonna give you that. Nobody's gonna give you $400.
Yeah, I think
at a red light.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
no one.
You're straight by on change dollars here and there.
You gotta hit somebody without an ATM.
You got
bro, every time I hate to give away my secrets, but I always think about when people use the mobile ATM where they stay in their car, bro. Oh, if I was a junkie or if I was homeless or broke,
I hate
bro,
those,
I
man.
would plot right there on the corner.
I hate those, man.
And when somebody pulled their shit out, I would hit that fucking cut right there and just yank their shit out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
you all hear the noises straight up. Yeah.
I don't even do it, bro. I don't even do it because it sketched me out so much. I'm not gonna pull out $200 when I gotta reach out like this to an open run area while I'm in a vehicle.
No, I hate it.
I'm like, this is a transition.
I'll do a walk-up ATM.
I walk up. Yeah, exactly. I better walk up.
Swing on me, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't run on my shit.
Yeah, exactly. No.
But I always think, like, bro, that's what I would do. I would just wait right there, like in the cut, like especially over there by Merritt. I'm just telling all junkies and all homeless people over there by the cut. You can get right in those woods, bro. You can get right in those woods right there, and fucking you see that M&T fucking car ATM lined up. If you hit that bitch and you go across Merritt, like you hit it going towards Merritt and you go across Merritt to like Berkshire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never getting you, bro.
Nope.
You know what I
mean? There's like some homeless guy there right now in those bushes, just like. He's in his bushes right now, and it's like, no. See, I do it every once in a while so people don't get hot.
Right.
And I gotta wait for the big one. Gotta pull us up, Dodge Warlock, tricked out, lift kid with
for Corvettes and Benzes. Not stealing from your Sonic dog.
That's why you don't see me around here like that, man. Like. I was living over here, Robin Hood.
Well, like you just watch a fucking drug dealer sell all day, bro, and just see where he's going back.
Yeah,
to,
I feel.
You know what I mean,
I always felt resourceful. Like I would, if I was down bad like that, like I would figure out some way that wouldn't harm people. You know, that like
I wouldn't want to kill Noah, but I would harm people. To be honest with you, I could be 100% honest.
Yeah,
I mean, to be 100% honest is the fact that if I was down that bad, bro, if I was starving. If God forbid I lost this house and I lost my job and I had no money, I would take it from you. That's really how I feel. I would harm.
It's like
I don't want to kill.
You know
what I mean? Like I'm not gonna kidnap someone. I'm not gonna rape someone or no shit like that.
Yeah,
but
no.
Like, I would take it from you, bro. I definitely would stick you up. I might KO you and run your pockets. Like I ain't never been to the point where I never had no food, bro. But I know what it feels like when you have literally celery and peanut butter for a week straight. You know what I mean? And like, you don't care, bro. You do not care about someone's feelings, you know?
Nope.
Straight up, somebody's eating a steak in front of you. And you got celery and peanut butter with no lights on back at my house. You know what I mean? Ain't seen mom and dad in weeks. Like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. I'll take whatever you got.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, like, I don't know. I'll try to, like.
It's not pretty, bro.
Of course, it's not pretty at all, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
say that. Nobody
no, not at all, bro.
There's no respect in that.
I
don't find
been
it
there.
honorable.
You know,
but I'm just saying, like, I've never been to the point where literally I was like, nobody was gonna feed me. I'm dying.
Yeah.
But I've been to the point where you're starving, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure.
And I know how I didn't care no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not that I was gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, bro.
But like, I was like, man, I bet I try to take it before you do. You know.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, tempting things are like, I mean, you're hungry. You said someone walks by, they denied you, and you're just like, you see them walking by with that bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm gonna snatch that bitch, bro. My bacon, egg, and cheese, bitch. God damn, like,
you know, some shit put me off. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy because I did a lot of fucked up shit, bro. But I always had like moral ethic codes. That's what I'm saying. Like, I always just had these things that I couldn't get past. Like, I did so much cruddy shit, but there would be certain shit that I just couldn't get past. Like, I remember like running 1,000 cars, bro. But like when I went in a car and I seen a car seat I would leave it, or I would let the rest of the people run it. Like I wouldn't touch it. Like just, and I know it means nothing, but it's like these little things, bro. This is like I started riding cars when I was 12. And that's why I had my nephew when my nephew came. You know, so I started seeing it differently. Like my nephew was in a car seat, you know, so I ran in my sister's car, and I wouldn't do it. And I remember like my best friend, his older brother, bro, was knocking Mexicans out every single night at that Eastwood Bridge and right in their pockets. They was making like $500 a month, $500 a day. And I remember like I went with them one time, bro, and I seen this boy knock this Mexican out. And they knock Mexicans out because they can't call the cops. You know what I mean? They expect them to be illegal.
Yeah.
And he knocked them out, bro, and I couldn't even write his pockets. I just left. He knocked them out. I was like, this is fucked up. Like, this is some fucked up shit, bro. I'll drive a stolen car before I just want to knock out random people. And if I am going to do some real cruddy shit like this, it's going to be at some mansions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that's what I'm saying. I'm going to follow one of these rich guys to an ATM. I'm not going to knock out this hardworking Mexican, bro.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to say was that, like, I would like to think, like, I would just try to act with, like, okay, am I gonna try and steal from this like little mom and pop shop, corner store? Like I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna boost up at a Walmart type of deal. Like
I'm not gonna rob the corner store.
I'm not gonna go to like that little local coffee shop, steal the tip jar and stuff. You know, like I'm not gonna try to do that.
That's like addiction. That's not starving. That's addiction type shit.
And like with like the homeless lady, like the one thing I think like with her coming by that Coke is or like someone who's like, can I get a black and mild? Is like you just need something. I remember there was that one homeless guy I was talking to. And he was just like. He was like, I'm going in. He's like, could you just buy me some fruit? I'm like, I'll buy you some fruit, dude. What do you want? He's like, I just want some kiwis and strawberries. I'm like, I'll give you some kiwis and strawberries, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you bought him from a grocery store?
Yeah, he was out front of the grocery store downtown.
But like, you never know if he just goes and sells it.
Oh, he fucked that shit up, bro.
Oh, yeah, he
fucked that shit up, bro. He fucked that shit up, dude. He immediately opened. I was just like. It's like I'm like a fork and napkin. It's like, and if you sell that, I think you should try to go work at like like Xfinity as a salesman or something. Because if you're a homeless guy, you're out here selling fruit. Like he buys fruit cup. I know it says $4, but $2. Like you can sell some shit probably.
They're selling everything, bro.
They do. But I mean, he did eat it.
So you shampoo.
I was just like
deodorant.
Yeah, I was just like
socks, TVs.
Yeah, but I don't know many people buying. Food from homeless people.
Bro, are you kidding me?
I've seen.
You're crazy, bro.
I buy deodorants. I buy deodorants.
You're not in it.
I buy deodorants from some fucking.
You're not in it no more.
No,
that's the number one game right now. The number one game right now is stealing meats.
Oh yeah, meats. Yeah, but like,
that's food,
I don't know about the fruit though. Like,
what?
Some meats. I've seen the Capital Meat people come by all the time. I never bought nothing.
Meat.
I never. Those are the same thing. Those are the same thing where fiends would get jobs at like Capital Meats and just sell it at the back of their truck, dude, and be like, they'll just be like, look, come on.
I know, like now, like the number one hustle for homeless people is like being the meat man.
I've heard of that, bro.
I'll go in there and grab 10 of them $20 steaks.
I've heard of that, bro.
I came up off that.
I've heard of that, man.
That's one thing I don't feel bad about buying. Like, dog, I remember like one time, like I had a meat man. I lied to you, not bro. He must have hit me like it was unfathomable. You wouldn't even believe the amount of meat.
I've heard that before, bro. Yeah.
No, I'm talking like 6 crab meats. You know what I mean? Like,
but the guy I heard about
$30 crab meats for $10.
The guy I heard about was not homeless. He just made a good killing from stealing that shit, bro.
That's good money. Bro, I would steal it just to eat it. Honestly, like a $30 crab meat, just get like 3 of them bitches and dip out. They ain't gonna chase you.
No, they never do. They never do. That's why, like at Highlandtown, like it's funny at the Highlandtown Market, they'll be like, "All right, when you're done, you tell the cashier, and then we'll bring your crab meat up to the register." Like
my God,
they hand it over to nobody.
That's crazy.
They didn't hand it over to nobody, dude. Because I'm sure people were just like, "Yeah, I'll take that crab meat in my cart and just fucking."
Bro, when I used to work at St. Tony's, they would be like, they didn't have like an official security guard, but they would like tell every employee like, "Hey, if you see someone stealing, call the main office and report them." Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not reporting stolen goods. Every single day I'd be in there, people grabbing shit, putting it underneath of their fucking pants, putting it underneath of their shirt. I ain't seeing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you're paying me $7.25.
Bro. Yes. Same thing at Sears, dude.
I ain't saying shit.
Same thing at Sears. I didn't give a fuck. I told you what I used to do. I remember like people would come up and be like, like I remember I would always sell shit for people there because I didn't get commission. So people would come up and be like, all right, I would just try and see how low I could get this price with price matching, as best as I can without getting a manager approval. I said, look, dude, the best I can take off is like $40, man. That's what I can do for you. And like, people just be like, okay, just like buy shit. Like, that's just
and you got nothing from it.
I got zero. They got like only like 1 or 2% commission on top of that on shit they sold. So I just put in someone else's number and just be like, man, there you go. This is what it is, And then like of course they had no fucking idea because people were stealing outside the fucking bottom. Like, bro, anybody who works in retail, who works in like dock unloading and stocking, steal shit. Oh yeah, we got 5 of those mowers. Like literally, the people steal. Bro, so many people were stealing at that bitch, bro. It was crazy. Yeah, you go out and be like, yeah, we have 15 generators. We got 3. Like, it's like people. Is it bad inventory? I don't think so.
Can I tell you about that? What that guy at that Home Depot told me on Eastern.
No, I don't think so.
He said he said that was the most stolen from Home Depot in Maryland or Baltimore.
That one right there on Eastern.
On Eastern, and then he said last year, well, like this was like.
I mean, over a year.
And this seemed unfathomable.
Yeah, I mean, with some of the stuff you can get, I don't know. Yeah.
There was 100,000.
I used to get. I didn't know a lot of people who.
Bro, they did a lot now though. It's on lockdown now.
A lot of people. The old hustle. I remember like old people worked on job sites. Whatever was left over, people would just take home and divvy up, and then you go to Home Depot and they would scan it and see what was theirs, and they'd just give you in-store credit for it if you return it, and they just take back the merchandise, give you the credit, and then you go buy whatever the fuck you wanted out of there. So I know a lot of people go in there they'd come out with hella detergents. Taking all those over shit from work sites, coming out and selling these detergents, just like.
Wasn't you there? Oh no, you have to spill the treehouse. I don't know if he was there with the cement, but when we got the cement from Home Depot.
Yep.
He was there? Fully just grabbed what?
Fully just grabbed
10 of them.
Yeah, fully just pulled up and just grabbed him and just started walking him over.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Throw away.
I think Nebby got out with him too. Someone else got out with him.
I can't remember.
Them bitches were heavy. Them bitches were like 60-pound packs, bro.
Now that I think about it, it's funny.
Them bitches were sitting. And I remember,
I haven't stolen in a while.
Yeah, and we just drove
When's
off.
the last time you
We were
stole?
in Breezy's vehicle.
It's probably the last time I stole, bro.
Bro, yeah. Yeah, probably, bro. I don't steal stuff. No, I didn't steal that day, but I mean, I was part of it. But I don't steal stuff, even when I would go real fast and I'd come out, Dave-El, Nebby, Kurt, all them had stuff. I never took anything, bro. Never grabbed it.
You never stole from a store?
Yeah. I was a kid, but I never stole. I really never had.
Your grandma usually gave you spending
money. Exactly. Yeah, I didn't have to. Yeah, I didn't have to, and that was one of her motto. She was just, hey, if you go out, you're going to need at least $5 in case you need to get home in an emergency or something.
I always thought you were rich growing up, bro. It wasn't until a little bit older that I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Like, he's doing good. You're doing good, but you're not rich.
I mean, she did okay with what she had, I mean, like, she definitely did a lot for what she had, 100%, but. Yeah, I mean, like, that was one of the things. She always made sure I had some spend money.
You don't gotta steal if you got money.
Yeah,
You're just a dick man.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Like, I just never had to do it.
I kind of faintly do remember though, you like just walking out at the end every time.
Like, I sometimes I would buy stuff, but like for the most part, like I was just with you guys. I just didn't need to.
That's another one.
And I remember
crazy because you're just abusing it at that point. So you're not stealing just to eat. You're stealing like munchies and candy.
I remember. I forgot. I think it was either Nappy. I think it was Tyler. I remember I got in a fight with them because I remember like we were talking about weed, and I was like, oh, I always had money for weed. I always had my money. I always had my share. And there was a couple of times where I couldn't get it. We were spending a lot of money. It's like get 5, 10 here, 20 here for some weed every day. It's like that's for anybody. So I remember one time I didn't have no money, and like they're making a big deal. Guys, I literally always have my fucking share out here. You motherfuckers, like it's like you motherfuckers, man. Like
I think I remember that too.
Yeah, I remember I got.
That was a Tyler.
Yeah, I got a huge fight with them. It was like, man, this is some crazy shit, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's funny to think about. So just be like, okay, yeah, I'm like, Steve, can you get 10?
Yeah, I think I get 10. Yeah,
I would figure out less.
I usually would get it, usually would get it,
Yeah, but it's just like really, we're just pieces of shit, like taking your grandma's money to get high.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Losers,
dude.
100%.
You know what I mean?
We're all 15, 16.
You could have put yourself through a fucking coding class for the amount of money you spent. Just 16.
Man, I remember like
you spent a college degree at this point, bro. We spent a college degrry on weed. It's sickening.
Said so much, bro. Yeah, a lot of money,
it's
dude.
Sickening.
A lot of money, man.
You spent a degree on
weed. A couple vehicles, like a couple vehicles, like property. We're talking property now.
Basically, we both started smoking at the same time. We basically have smoked.
Was it like 15-ish?
I think it's like 14.
15?
Maybe like 15, really, like every day.
Yeah.
And then we smoked like a similar amount.
Because like we could never.
So just think about the 100.
We did do it every day a lot.
So just think about the 5K a month. 5K a year.
Well, I remember I caught a nice little break when Tyler was taking his dad's weed shit, bro, dude. I remember I wasn't buying any weed.
Yeah,
Tyler.
But even back then, it was still like mid and shit. It was cheaper. You
Oh,
get
it
an ounce for
definitely.
$100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Which was but
That
which was still
wasn't bad,
pretty
but
hard
yeah.
for us to obtain because none of us had some anything like that. You know, like none of us were
No,
working.
but that was. I remember like 16, 17. You're
But-
getting like $80 ounces and shit.
But we were also
Pleasant.
doing like I remember like 420. We all would get big money together and like $80 get an ounce or some shit. But I remember like every day it would be like we can get a quarter for 25 and
Every day.
go over all that shit up. We can get 25, right? You know, it's like, I got 10. And now you got 5. All right, who's got blunt money? And then normally someone's coming like, I got 350. Like, all right, we got blunts.
Or we invite somebody else.
Yeah,
that
with some blunts.
Yeah, just come have some blunts.
Yeah.
Like a blunts, smoke.
Yeah, it definitely like I look back, I was that was terrible.
Spent so much money. Dude, I mean,
terrible.
and that's not even considering like like Dreamscape, Life in Color, where you bought more than usual. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like let's just say it's $4,000 a year since you were 15. I probably didn't spend $4,000 when I was 15. I probably didn't start spending that until I was like 18. But either way, let's just say 10 years, $4,000. You spent $40,000, bro. We spent $40,000 a week.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking sick, bro.
He did the math. He did the math.
That is, and that's not even including like Rellos.
Oh, rather, especially when you switch the backwards, that shit went through the roof. Like that shit went way
It's kind
up,
of
dude.
sick.
Yeah.
Damn, that kind of makes me want to quit.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of fucking money over the course of time, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
We spent $40,000 a week.
What do you think for over 10 years? Not that bad. It's not that bad.
What?
Well, think about this. This is the other thing, though. I remember. Listen. At one point, you know, like you're talking about like your max income, like early on, like you're 19. You're probably making 28.
Of your income.
Probably making like 20 a year. Like it's abysmal. It's abysmal, dude. It's a lot of bread.
Crazy.
It's a lot of bread, dude.
We gotta grow some weed, bro.
That's like the only way to cut the cost out. Yeah. And once you get that investment out the way,
we could just say right now, we could make an agreement right now, right? That this May, we will try to grow some weed. And if we can't grow weed, we'll stop smoking.
Bro, we know someone. They literally throw seeds in their yard and it just grows in the backyard, dude. It chills there, dude. It literally, you can still see it right now. You drive by and you look, it's top big as shit too. Yeah, man.
It's still there?
Yeah, he redid it this season. He got seeds from the last plant, just replanted it again.
He's got weed on it?
I don't know, bro. I never got that close. I just see it. You see it. It's so recognizable, dude. Just chilling there. It's huge. It's the biggest thing in the yard. It's the centerpiece. It's the biggest thing in that damn yard, dude. Hilarious.
Definitely smash that.
It's hilarious, dude. Like I'm sure people look at it, you know, and just be like,
take a look at that. Take a look
at
it next time. Okay?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him to check it out. You know, I just want to see it because you drive by. It's got so big in the summertime, man. It's like a tree. You've seen them on those fields in like California. Like it's not that big, but like it's a tree, dude. It's so noticeable. The leaves so recognizable. We've all seen like a tree that has leaves look like that. No. This is just really just 100%.
It's crazy how like you have these days where you're like, I'm quitting, or I'm a
up and down,
or I'm a smoke less,
Mhm.
and then like you're smoke less, and you're like, fuck this shit. I fucking hate it here. Yeah, like it really is what it is.
I'm gonna numb myself a little bit.
I mean, it really is, bro. Like I swear, like that.
Yeah, you alter your conscious every day.
I 100% think I smoke weed to dumb myself down, bro. And it sounds so sick to me. I really do. I think that as far as creativity, it definitely enhances it. A lot of people, even Joe was saying it the other day, like
I saw.
It's like you don't have any ability.
I saw the funniest. It was the funniest like real deal study. This is like a real study they did. It's a bullshit study, you know, very small sample size. But I thought it was funny that it was even a study. It was like weed doesn't enhance your creativity; it just makes people think they're more creative and more capable. You know,
that's hilarious.
And everyone's just like, well, the first problem is how do you measure creativity? Like,
but once again,
but either way,
it's true.
It's just hilarious.
Placebo, then, right?
It's just hilarious, dude. You know,
let's say it's true. It's placebo, right?
Yeah.
Well, if placebo works, is it placebo?
Right. Yeah.
That's how we always come down.
You just feel like you're more capable. It just helps.
Right.
You know?
For me, like I'll tell you, like yesterday, right? I hit you up, like, okay, I'll go today without smoking. I went all day without smoking, no problem. Nighttime, sleeping, bro.
Yeah.
It was just something about that late night drag. That just puts you off into that mood. You know when you hit that blunt a couple of times, bro, you smoke like half blunt, quarter blunt, put it out, bro. It feels, bro, that pillow feels so good.
Yeah, 100%,
so
man. I feel it, right? And like I don't smoke weed at any point up until like I'm actually like settling in. So like if I'm home, I'm doing like my meal prep, cooking. I'm not smoking. It's like when I'm done all that, I pack up, I do all the dishes, I go upstairs, I'm relax a little bit, I'm gonna roll the blunt. That's just how it is. I think a lot of it because we know our circadian rhythm to be a thing. Your body clock, your natural clock, the clock that's inside you. I mean, when you're doing that type of habit like that for fucking 15 years, it's like you don't do it. The habit is
so hard.
I'm saying that muscle memory where you're just like, I'm not doing it. You're just like, it's just.
I know, bro. I was thinking about it. I was like the other day. I was like, okay, when I get this grass, like I'm not gonna roll up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to roll up. I was thinking about that same day. I was like, man, this is just like literally in my fucking DNA at this point to hit this blunt and go to bed.
What's your toxic trait? I'm gonna roll up. Like I'm a smoke.
Oh my god, I don't like.
And we both,
I don't like it.
We both went through weeks this past. We were both like, I was down bad. I smoked a lot. Like you're like, yeah. You tell I smoked a lot. We're both like, we smoked a fucking lot. You know, it's a lot. I remember I just talked to you about sometime where I went through that. Where I was like, I think I want to quit, dude. Like,
I remember.
I was like,
I went through the same thing.
You know, it's just the money. And then, but like, I feel the same thing. Where like, I'm like, I enjoy this. It's expensive as fuck. But I enjoy this, you know. So but I also don't drink beer every day. I go out and enjoy a beer, but I don't drink beer every day.
Right.
You know, you go out and you enjoy a beer, a sip of a beer. I was like, I'm gonna go treat myself and go out. You don't go out every day. Right. You know, it's like it's supposed to be a treat.
I was thinking about I would just at least bring it down, bro. Like if I could go from a half a week to a quarter a week.
And that's the thing.
I feel so good about.
I'm not sure, if your intake goes up.
Honestly, it's 100% a scapegoat. It's 100%. I told you, bro. I just went 10 days and I haven't talked no one. You know what I mean? Like Dolo. You know what I mean? It's straight Dolo, bro. It's an escape to be like, I'm comfortable now here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's weird, bro. It really. Yeah. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong, but I love it.
Yeah, and every once in a while I think about it, I'm like, why are you smoking, dude? Like, why are you doing this? I'm not gonna up.
You ever had a time? Like for me, when that comes, it's like I'll have a dark blunt. And I won't put enough weed in it. And I'll hit it. It'll kind of make me feel a little bit weird or a little bit sick. And I'll be like, I hate smoking. I don't even know why. Why do I smoke? And then, as soon as I see the next good leather, I'm like, man, my fucking world perfect.
See, and so for me, day to day, it's always different. Where some days there may be just a day where I just smoke one blunt, you know, and there may be a day where 3 days in a row where I'm I smoke 2 blunts before I go to bed, you know.
But there's not a day you don't smoke.
No,
right.
But my body will tell me when there's a cap. I'm not smoking 2 today. You know, I just don't. I smoked the one. I don't want the second one. You know, and I'm just like, what made you want the first one? You know, what made you want to do it at all?
Right, but it's okay.
I enjoy smoke.
Right, and exactly.
I enjoy smoking a lot.
So that's what I always think about. I'm like, the thing is, I love smoking, and I don't drink. And I don't do any other drugs, you know? So it's I'm not going to smoke cigarettes and I don't want to vape.
And
what the fuck do I do?
And
cigars?
I usually try to just cut back on other things where I'm okay, well, your treats, your marijuana, well, we can't be eating out so much. That type of deal where it's yeah,
but then you smoke a blunt.
Well,
yeah, man, I worked so fucking hard. I'm about to smoke a blunt and get what I want to eat.
100%, dude. 100%.
The worst thing to me is not being able to get what you want to eat.
I feel you on that, bro. You know what I mean? I feel that. Yes.
I'd rather not be able to get my weed.
I whenever I go out to eat, I don't look at prices. I don't decide what I want to eat off prices. I'm just I want the porterhouse today. See, it's market price, $65. Okay. I want the porterhouse. I want the porterhouse. Of course, no. I don't usually.
It's 40,
I don't
45.
go for steaks. You know, that's one thing I usually do weigh on the price is steaks and stuff. Because I'm just okay, it's not 65 good. I don't think steaks are really that good for the price. You know what I'm saying?
I paid 40 for a steak. I just paid 45 for a ribeye and 2 sides.
Where'd you go?
Papa's.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
I didn't like it.
You go to Ruth Chris's, that's $80. You know what I'm saying?
I love that Ruth Chris steak. See what I mean?
I would have
paid the 80 for Ruth Chris.
It's good.
45.
It's good, and hey, people do that. It's whatever. Like I enjoy barbecue, so like I go out, you get a rack of ribs. That's just expensive, dude.
Yeah.
And I like a rack of ribs.
Ribs
but
got expensive as shit.
they're expensive. Fuck. You get a
Is that
full
a
rack. It's a
pound?
dozen. It's like a dozen, dude. And it's a full rack. I think it's a dozen ribs. And
whole rack of that pig.
it'll be like $36,
side
dude.
of that
$36 a whole rack. Like it's crazy,
$36?
dude. It's crazy, man.
What?
It's insane, dude.
That's crazy.
It's insane,
That's
man.
$3 a rib.
Yeah. Yep. It's
That
crazy.
much is better for all
It's
the bones.
absolutely insane.
Bro,
Brisket
like,
by the pound
and
is
I can eat that
expensive,
in
dude.
one sitting.
You get like a half pound. You can get like a half pound of brisket. It's probably like $15, $16.
Brisket's
Like,
expensive.
yeah, same thing, man. It's just like, God
Everything.
damn it.
Even when like I got that food, bro, like they brought me this steak. I'm like, okay, it's not that the steak was bad, but like it had tons of fat on it. I'm not gonna eat fat. I'm not gonna dip fat in sauce and eat it. I'm nothing. I'm cutting fat off. You know what I mean? So like at this point, it was like a third of the steak left, and the steak was good, but I'm like, I gotta go to Texas Roadhouse to get a fucking sirloin that dude got the fat on it and really get like the whole serving. And then, bro, you know what these motherfuckers did? This is what really pissed me off. $45 for the steak and 2 sides. You know, like the little like cups they bring you of gravy. Basically, it comes out like that little ass cup. That was the sides, right? I got asparagus and mashed potatoes, bro. I swear to God, they cut this asparagus up in pieces like this, which no one does. No one does that. They give you the whole piece of asparagus, and let you do what you want. Bro, it might have been one asparagus. It was 2 at max.
It was just the tips.
And they cut it off into
Asparagus
pieces
tips.
like this and gave it to me. I was like, what the fuck is this, bro?
Yeah.
For $45, like that's absurd.
Yep.
I'm at the point now where I don't feel bad about paying any price for food, but it has to be worth it.
Has to be worth it.
You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. I don't. But I'm also like, whenever I go out, I also try to be super adventurous. But like, sometimes it kicks you in the ass. It really just kicks you in the fucking ass. Like, this shop, man, this shit was terrible, dude.
This
like,
is horrible.
I was talking to Miguel. He was like, "Yeah, what happened to brunch?" And like, it came out. I paid like it was a $35 like pork chop like brunch like platter thing, and it was terrible. So I sent it back, and I told him I wasn't gonna pay for it. Like, and my drink was terrible. So I just told him I was gonna drink water the whole time. I said it nicely, but I wasn't gonna pay for that. I'm just like, dude, like, this guy's crazy, dude.
That's tough. Yeah,
it's crazy.
tough
But
one,
like,
bro.
but $35. I'm just like, it's not good, dude. This is a thing. It's tough. But
It was
again,
a steak?
it was a pork chop.
Pork chop.
Yeah, it was like a pork chop. I'm like, man, $35.
I ain't paying $35 for a pork
That's
chop,
what I was saying, dude. And it was bad. They already thought it was expensive. Now it's
It
bad.
would
It's
have to
like,
literally be like unedible.
so
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I've taken shit I didn't even order before and ate it just because I felt
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, I done it. Like, it's funny because I just recently did this, and it's funny because I was at the diner right over here, and we had it was Brady's birthday, so she wanted breakfast, and we got over there real quick, and I get my eggs, and they give me scrambled eggs, and I don't like scrambled eggs. I ordered over easy, so I'm like, can I get over easy eggs? And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. I just switched them out real quick. It was whatever, but like, I hate scrambled eggs, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, I don't like scrambled eggs.
But you eat scrambled egg sandwiches.
Yeah, I ate the breakfast sandwiches, but like those like scrambled eggs is like on the side. I don't know. I just don't like them, man. It's just
Okay, I
weird.
can see it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Normally it just tastes weird. I don't know. I, just
Yeah,
don't fuck
I
with
like
it,
when
man.
they're real fluffy. I can put a little ketchup on them.
Always get worried that like they're doing like that weird stuff at the carton, where it's like I always get worried about that too.
But
So that's
like
why.
you eat carton egg. You don't get like a Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich.
Yeah,
Or...
that comes in a plastic bag. Yeah, all the time, dude. All the
That's
time,
the same thing,
Oh, it's
bro.
all the same thing, bro.
Why
I know,
you pouting it? Why you pouting
know,
it,
dude.
man?
I'm just saying. It just makes you
Oh,
weird.
do this,
It just makes you weird, dude. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
It just feels weird, man. It's just like I don't know. It just bugs me out.
Oh, yeah, them Dunkin' Donuts scrambled eggs.
I don't
You ate that Dunkin'
shit,
Donuts egg.
I ate before, but I don't fuck with that shit,
You
bro.
ate that Wawa egg.
I don't go to Wawa, bro. I don't eat none of those stuff. Yeah, no. I don't usually go. I don't usually do that. If I usually get breakfast, I'm usually making it at home, or like I'll go to Endy's, or like, there's only like 2 breakfast places I go to. Yeah, that's like literally it.
Joanna's and Endy's for me, yeah.
I go to Endy's,
get that.
and sometimes I go downtown to the Coffin, which is where I go to near work. And I just fucks with them. They're nice people. They're really cool people.
I love when you find a little spot like that. You just
Yeah.
want to support them so much.
Uh-huh.
And
There's this other
those
place.
are the places I tip.
There's this other place I used to know.
Would you rather give your money in tip form to them or to a homeless person?
Tip form to them.
That's what I'm saying, right?
tip form to
Yeah,
them,
that's the
100%.
thing. That's the thing.
100%. But I remember there's this other place called Rita's, where I used to work up in Charles Village, and they were super nice. And it was like a really hole in the wall spot. Like that other stuff was good, but like they were so nice. They make great breakfast, like they were just like. It's funny because all of them are usually immigrants. All of them usually immigrants.
Immigrants know how to make a breakfast.
They just come over. They're just like, look, what can we do? We're gonna make a breakfast. We're gonna make a breakfast spot.
Cheap.
These Americans love eggs. Let's fucking make
And
eggs.
it's cheap.
Yep. And they had the shittiest coffee, but it was good shitty coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like that diner coffee. I was just like, boom. I just fucked with them. It's like, this isn't even a great breakfast spot, but I fucks with you guys. You're nice people. You're working hard over here.
Rocky way.
You're great. Exactly. Yeah. Literally, like, this was one of the places like you walk down from the sidewalk to get to. You know, it was like,
way.
they barely had lights in there. They're working at like an old diner. Like you sit at this table, but like it's really the register table now. And it was just so shoddy, man. It was so shoddy, but I love this people.
Like GNN.
Yep.
I gotta get something to eat after all the talk, bro. Love you all. Take it easy. Stay sexy. Thank you for watching us through the glitching.
Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all.
One day we're cleaning it all up.
You have a good night.